Okay.
God damn it, Josh. God damn you.
I'm gonna find a way to put Eldritch Blast on every character I play. I'm gonna play every class once.
Is this gonna be like how I am with Rangers, but with you?
If you get Eldritch Blast on every character, Josh, I get to put doesn't make a dent cannon somehow.
Just put it in your like spell descriptions.
No, that'll just be.
You have a class feature that you just shrug off damage. It's called.
You should put that in your
fucking
defense
dent.
roll. You should put that in your defense roll.
Yeah.
You reskin the Goliath. What's it called? Hardy or Stone Skin or something.
Stone's Endurance.
Stone's Endurance. Yeah, just rebrand that.
Dude, fuck! I want to say that now, bro.
Someone attacks you with a natural 20. Doesn't make a fucking dent.
Dude, like I'm like in a town somewhere and some like human is like wasted and tries to fight me and he fucking punches me in the face. And I just like take it and I look dead in his eyes and I go. I just go. You're gonna need to hit harder than that. It doesn't even make a fucking dent.
Hold on.
So now you gotta do that with Flint's accent.
First of all, it is
yeah, that's what I thought.
Accent Inception. You gotta do the southern draw with the Jersey on top of it.
God damn it, dude. Okay, let's see if I can get it.
I have a question.
No, I don't want. That's gonna be.
My
rough.
question is.
Practice it on your off time. What's up, Dawn?
Hi.
Thank you for tuning in.
My question is. What are we doing for health again?
So if you roll the majority of your health die or higher, keep the roll.
Okay.
A D4 is 3. A D6 is 4.
Wait. That's different.
D8 is 5.
That is subtly no.
Yeah,
hold up.
it is.
That is subtly different from what you wrote, Connor. What you wrote was that you keep rolling until you get majority or above.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, no, because what you just said is like, if you roll above, keep it. Otherwise, take a. Okay. Should we just make it like? Okay, for example, a D8. Like you have to do a 5 to 8. Should we just make it like? Add half to. Like a D4.
Dude, that's why you make it more complicated.
Why are you
That's
making
not
it more complicated?
complicated.
It is. That requires higher math. It's really easy to keep clicking the button until you get a number.
I'm just gonna. I've
done
it before. This is just like a thing that I have in like all my games, so I'm probably gonna keep it.
No, I know.
I'm
I mean,
fond of
it's the same math. It's okay.
Kindly take your idea and bring it outside.
No, I genuinely appreciate the insight because, like, honestly, if like I wasn't suggested things, like a lot of things that I do now are things I was suggested. So like, I appreciate suggestions. Thank you for bringing that forward.
I mean,
Also, is anyone else pissed off that fucking Roll20 puts the small number in the big box and the big number in the small box, or am I the only one?
I prefer it this way because I like being able to see the modifier first. I think there's a way to change that.
I mean, it's really the only number that matters when it comes to those stats anyway. So
exactly, like that's the thing. Like it's the only number you ever actually add from, or that you use in your numbers. But I would kind of like seeing the bigger numbers too. Like to me, it's
Yo, what's API? Anyone know?
A couple different things.
Well, yeah, but okay. So no, it says in the little fucking gear, it says ammo tracking off, and then it says
no,
API required.
No, API required. That's like legit programming shit. Like that means
you need to like
hook it up to another service or to another.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You need to like write code to be able to get it to work.
It is the API I was thinking of.
Alright, so are we waiting for recap when everyone's characters are ready, or are they going to do it while I talk?
My character's never ready, so I just do that during session. So
on the fly.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. How many die do I need to roll? So last session we started off with our gang gathered around some dead gnolls. We cut off 3 tongues and decided to venture into the city to exchange them for coin. Kiri and Skulker, I believe, stayed outside while Flint, Darrow, and Scatha, or I might have reversed Skulker and Scatha there, went in to the city to exchange the tongues, where we got a silver apiece, and headed back to meet up with the gang. Exchanged the silvers, came up with a plan to head towards Yak's Bend, because that was where the next job was going to be, and there was a request for services to kill gnolls, and everyone liked that idea. Darrow went back through the town to gather his belongings, seemed to have been followed by a cloaked shady figure, but paid no mind to it, and continued out the other side of the city, where he met up with the rest of the gang, and they continued on to Yak's Bend over, I believe it was 2 days travel. Not much
Just
occurred.
to clarify, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
You guys left Yak's Bend. The place you arrived at is called Greenwich.
Ah, so we were heading towards Greenwich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. So when I wrote in my notes I headed back into Yak's Bend, that was me picking up my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please continue, though. You're spot on.
So, and 2 days travel to Greenwich, I believe. We arrived in Greenwich, went right to here we go, Greenwich. Went right to the Abbey, where we talked to the father figure. Oh, actually, I forgot something.
Yes,
on the way
you
to
did.
Greenwich, we ran into an adventuring party that was made up of a drow, a giantess, a human, a Goliath, and a short half-elf, who were revealed to be an experienced adventuring party. Also, past lives of the players that each gave everybody of their respective past lives a healing potion. The group's name was the Fates Reprise, and Deedon, the half-elf, said to pass on the good luck and favor whenever you encounter a similarly inexperienced adventuring party on the road in the future. After the encounter, we arrived in Greenwich at sunset. We went to an inn called the Running River. There were more guards than normal at the Greenwich Abbey, which was evidence of the fact that something was not quite right. When we were at the Running River Inn, we talked to a gnome barkeep called Humboldt Springbreeze, who gave everyone drinks except for Kiri and Darrow, because they didn't want them. Skulker got properly shit-faced. Scatha also got a little bit tipsy, and the next morning, Skulker woke up with a hangover, which is not uncommon, but this one was a little bit more severe than normal. And they went on to the Abbey of the goddess Duena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, I pronounced that right. Where we talked to Brother Menlo, who had a bald head priest. He was a bald-headed priest / monkey guy, who told everyone what the deal was, that there were gnolls or creepy things in the catacombs underneath, and that they had no extra coin to give us, but they would be most gracious if we killed them or got rid of them, and which we interpreted as kill them. And we already had a reward of a silver per tongue, so that was no problem. The priest then went ahead and blessed everyone who was willing, giving their weapons a glowing light out to 10 feet, I believe, and opened up the door. We went inside, he closed the door behind us, and we didn't venture far before we heard a cackling in the distance.
We're fucked.
Where I believe Darrow cast Detect Good and Evil right before we left off, and the voice of God said, "You do not detect anything."
So,
and that is where we flash in.
We have our interior shot. The players sort of venturing down this staircase and landing on a landing on like a small landing that leads into a sort of narrow, like, cluster of catacombs. Basically, I'll draw it for you guys, like just a quick sketch.
Are you doing this on Roll20 or on Discord?
On Roll20.
Awesome.
Yeah, Discord is going to be used
just for the voice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm perfect.
Hell yeah. Alright, so this is gonna, when I say sketch, I mean like a sketch. But basically, the X is gonna be you guys starting here. And then there's like... Am I in the token layer? Like, can you guys see?
No, we can see things.
Okay, word. So...
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, we're just checking to see if this mute would work. It's not working.
So, picture you guys starting here. And basically, there are rows of crypts. And they're not, you notice there's a fresh red iris flower in front of each of them. Just a small sort of like little like red like elegant but like common flower that like blooms around the country. And like elsewhere too.
Is it growing there or is it just laid on there?
No, they're placed like at the front of each, like the door to each crypt. Looking back into the darkness, you see just like a very, like, it looks like the monks have been keeping people here for hundreds of years. It's a long walk. That's just to paint the picture. So we see our players hit the landing here, and they are like the only source of light in this place. Like, people have not been down here in a few days. You can see burnt out torches on the walls, and at the foot of the landing, like right here, in between the two major rows of crypts, there's the body of just a slain monk, like face down.
How
just
fresh?
Like gashed up. A couple of days old.
I checked the body for loot.
Typical rogue bullshit.
He was a monk. He didn't have shit. He had a flower in his hand, actually.
I take the flower. Just kidding, I leave it.
Alright.
It's practical.
I wonder what kind of monster could take the life of a monk. They just try to help people.
Who here has nature?
I do.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyone?
No.
So, anyone who wants to roll a check for nature has to do it with disadvantage if they don't have proficiency. I want to try and make proficiencies with things sort of shine, so not everyone can just wing it.
I
And
have
like,
proficiency.
yeah. So anyone else who'd like to try roll it at disadvantage, you can just roll it. Hell yeah. So you can tell distinctly that these bite marks are made from like something of a wolf. There's like sharp like incisors that protrude from the rest of the bite. There are also claw marks and like it looks like slashing from like a simple weapon of some kind, like a blade. But having seen gnolls, you could assume that this could also be done by them. Skulker, you also get a similar idea that this could probably be the work of gnolls. This looks like their work. They must not have had much time with this body because they didn't actually eat it, but yeah, that is what you glean.
Does anybody here have any idea what might have made these marks?
Gnolls. Kind of why we're here.
That was true. You were also given the plot hook of, I was waiting for someone to say it, but I was
Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. I was just wondering if it looked like something else.
The marks point
Could
to
be a
gnolls.
vampire.
No signs point to the contrary.
I don't think vampires make canine marks.
That would suck if it was a vampire.
Vampire dog, dude. Hell yeah. Added to the book. Anyway, keep going. So yeah, he doesn't have much on him. Simple cloth robes, the same kind you saw Menlo with. They're like, you heard a laugh distinctly in the distance, but it sounded much farther away than you would have thought a catacomb would stretch. So it was somewhere just out of sight and like faintly in the distance. So like I'm not saying like, or I'm saying basically that they're not like right here. Like it did sound
Right.
that close.
Did it sound like it echoed? Like was it the echo that carried to us, or did we hear the voice and then an echo?
It would have been like an echo. Yeah.
Was it a human? Was it a human voice that we heard?
Nah.
Just laughed.
It was like the same like crazy hyena like cackling sort of.
Oh, so it was like a gnoll laugh basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, off in the distance.
Well, I guess this is why we came here, right? Let's get a move on. I'll take the point.
I'll follow up the rear.
Okay, do we want to lay out a marching order here?
I was just gonna ask. Thank you.
Uh-oh, he's asking.
Dude, is this
So-
like... Oh, no, never mind.
To give you like a scale for like,
Oh my god, fat boy.
The hell is that?
I'm not assigning your order for you, but I am
Putting our tokens on the map so we can assign them.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never dropped my little character token onto the field before. Darrow is thick.
He's thick as fuck, dude.
Yeah, they're stretching the...
He should be an Instagram model.
I'm actually gonna go fix mine right now.
Dude, did you really just take a picture of Geralt and just use that as your thing?
I mean, once I figured out what I was looking for, yes.
Darrow is fucking pissed. I see it now.
I imagine people that are more perceptive would tend to take point.
Yeah, I guess I would also be one of the front two. Dark
I was-
vision,
Yeah, I was thinking I would take the back.
You don't want the healer up
because of your
front.
range. Like, I do
Well,
have some range, but yeah,
well,
putting me up front is probably best.
You think I'm using my guns in this place, you're just dead wrong, bro. I'll fucking deafen every single person in the whole cave.
I'll trigger all the traps.
Kiri wants to be up front, but like this is enclosed space underground,
Connor,
so
do you want
she's
to put our
gonna
own back? I thought
be
you wanted
right
to-
behind you.
Geralt would definitely, like, do that, like, hand out, like, no, stay a little behind me at least.
Oh shit. Fuck
So-
just do.
I see
You all
Blackfish.
walk for
Okay.
3.5 minutes down these dark,
Fog of War.
So sick.
for about 3 minutes or so, down these dark crypt halls, and you, like, the scent of death is, like, very heavy in the air here, but it's not overwhelming. Like, it's, like, aged death. Like, I don't know. It's not fresh, rotting corpses in the stink of the sun.
Right. Dry
More like-
aged beef.
Yeah, been had death, basically.
Right.
So, you see now that every single, like, grave that you've walked past this far, or every single crypt, I should say, has had flowers in front of the doors for each of, like, the people interred there.
How fresh did the flowers look?
Flowers look like they were placed recently. This must be something the monks do. They might just place
Did.
fresh flowers.
Good guy, monk.
So I don't know if anyone would have, like, taken a peek inside of any of these. You all walked to this point here where I'm showing you, basically. But on the walk here, it was about 3 or 4 minutes, and as you start getting closer to this end of the crypt, the flowers start to become disturbed. You notice scratch marks on some of the doors, and as you hit this point here, one of the... I'll point to it. On the wall behind your characters, towards the way you came from, one of the doors has just been, like, broken down, and the corpse has been, like, eaten.
Oh, gross.
The bones look very old. The remains that, like, there are. This was not fresh by any means. It was just
Can I,
necrotized.
Connor, can I make an
Sounds
investigation check?
Desperate.
Surely.
Yeah, the gnolls are getting hungry.
I too would like to
Yikes.
make one.
Jesus Christ, dude. First roll, getting it out of the way.
Oh wait, I don't have proficiency.
I mean, it's kind of tough. Bones are, you
Yeah.
know, Bones have been in a body a while. You can't really say.
What we can gather from this is that the gnolls have been getting desperate.
Well, I was looking to see, because Brother Menlo said that the gnolls only started appearing the last few days, and if these bones are old, and if it looks like the gnolls have been eating them, then that means the gnolls have been here
bones
for a lot
were in a
longer.
crypt, and in the crypt they were there, and then the gnoll pulled them out of the crypt. So
Yeah, the
Wait,
bones
Connor,
could be any age.
You
Some
said the
of-
bowls? I thought the
Some
bowls were
of
in
the
the crypt
dates
still.
stretching back in front of these crypts, like, you've seen dates up to, like, 350 years ago. There are, like, some old bodies in this place. And it varies from, they're not all that old. But that's the
So I
oldest
guess
I've seen.
Flint would like whisper, or not whisper, but he would talk like kind of low to the rest of the party, and he would say, I reckon that there's going to be something a lot more dangerous than gnolls up in these parts. We should be on our guard.
okay. Darrow pulls out a mace.
So from where you're standing now, this is what you can, like, really see. Does anyone have dark vision?
Yes.
I
I think we
do.
all have dark vision, except maybe Scuff or Kiri.
I don't think I have dark vision.
Let's see. What's my range? 60 feet.
Yeah, actually, I should probably add that to my character sheet.
What are you, elf?
Yeah, I'm a high elf.
Probably 60.
Yeah, I'm checking that now.
Well, unless high elf is better.
I think it's the same.
So I need a marching order. Around
Yes.
the perimeter is going to be a
60.
5 foot, like, there's 5 feet of walking space in between the crypts, and there's 10 feet in the main, like, hall, or like the main, like, pathway, and 5 feet along the perimeter, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Is there any way to
I mean, I was thinking this, but I think
Yeah,
Scott
do
is
that.
disagreeing with me.
No, do that, and then have Kiri and Darrow next, and then I'll
In the
just-
middle, and then you'll be following up the back of the pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
Or we could have some of us go on the outsides.
is there any like
That sounds
tracks or such that you could default numbers from?
Roll me a survival check.
Who? Everyone or
I'd
anyone who
also
wants?
like
Anyone
to
who's
point
proficient.
out I have
Same
natural
rules
explorer.
apply to everything except perception, I think.
I will just make note
Jesus
that my detect
Christ.
good and evil is still up. It was been up for 10
I have
minutes since we
proficiency.
entered, so I don't know if we made it this far.
That's 30 feet, right?
30 feet, correct.
You haven't gotten any things off it yet.
I'm proficient in survival.
Once
and
the
the
10
natural
minutes
explorer.
has passed,
Nice.
I'll probably cast guidance, but I don't know when that 10 minutes will be up.
So you can tell that there have been at least 4 gnolls here. Based on the differences in the prints themselves. You can make out 4 distinct patterns in the paw pads.
Alright. I can count at least 4, but I'm not sure about realistic numbers.
That'll be 4 silver at least. We need to find one more.
I
So
agree.
everyone's keeping up with Scaffa here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone move up.
Or... Alright. Everyone make me a perception check.
Is this the same thing, advantage, disadvantage?
No, perception. I think you said. Is
We're gonna do it for perception only. People with proficiency in it get advantage in it. Because you're all
Hot damn.
trying to perceive the
I
same
have
thing.
proficiency.
Wow.
Oh wait, you
I
Connor.
don't
You
want
said
it to be
people with
too much.
proficiency get.
Advantage. on
Advantage.
perception.
Oh, okay. Word.
That's I might change that later, but I was thinking about it, and it's the only skill that I really want to.
Don't change it.
This
It didn't make a dang.
Dang.
Still got the 17.
I got 23.
You all
21.
hear the sound of something running like raggedly up the right side here out of view.
Bro, why
Like
am I
it-
like? Why do I got the chills right now, Connor?
That way,
It's
it's going that way, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like it's running towards the way you came, and it's like, who rolled highest on this check? Flint
I
rolled
guess.
23, Kiri
Yeah.
rolled 20,
21
Silver at
proficiency.
17. Okay, so you hear a faint like, like a very, almost as if it's trying to be stealthy but can't help it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a company. Ready yourselves.
Are you gonna hold this point right here between the two? Like, are you repositioning at all? You have enough time to make like about one move worth of
We
space.
can
if
see
anyone's
over these
trying to.
catacombs, or these are like high up to the ceiling walls.
They're more like caves. So picture like above this floor space here is just like a ceiling, and they're like doors in the walls.
I would suggest that somebody drop back to cover Flint back there, just in case we get attacked from the rear.
Yeah, dude. Maybe. Skulker, you're gonna go up one? Okay.
Cover
That's
the
good.
intersection.
All right.
That's good right there. And then,
No, that's fine. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. Let's get it.
Skulker, I need you to make me a defense roll.
Did you give us a button for that, Connor, or like
He
what
did.
you do?
Yeah.
Yes, I gave everyone a button. So if
Where
I
is
ask you
that?
for that, it'll
Very
be at the
top of
very
your attack
top of your
spellcasting.
rolls. If you look for it, it will be there. Okay,
Let's go.
Start.
roll me
Yeah,
a
there
weapon
it is.
attack.
Roll you what?
A
A
weapon,
weapon
attack.
attack.
Alright.
So,
Just a regular
Mhm.
weapon attack.
yes.
The fuck?
You win some, you lose some.
I'm trying to show this picture. Give me
It
just
was
a sec.
sheathed. So this is my first strike from unsheathing it.
there he is.
Ooh,
bro.
good play.
Look at that thing.
So
How are
immediately,
ya?
as Skulker takes the step, he's like, here, I'll put it square on the board. He is face to face with a gnoll who immediately just like lunges at him. And from behind him, he hears the howls of a second.
So I'm coming in right there, baby, to back him up.
Just a sec. It's at this point where I'm gonna ask everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Let's get it, dude.
Nat 20, there we fucking go. Oh, but I didn't click my character, so it didn't take. God damn it.
Oh, you have to click. Oh, that's how it works?
Wait,
You have to
what
click
do
your
mean?
character first,
Oh.
and then
Wait,
it
what?
takes.
I'll put you guys in there.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, cool. I never knew that.
So where's
Yeah.
initiative? Where am I clicking?
It's
There's a
character
button called
sheet.
initiative.
Yeah, there's like a big button.
It's in the
Oh, yeah,
middle.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, top middle, I think.
Can I keep the 24? Because I learned something.
No.
You need to click on your little character icon thingamajig, and then you click the initiative button. I hear a kitty cat.
No, it's a 3-year-old child probably.
Wait, why are there
Sounds
two
like
of
a
them?
child.
Yeah,
What
you
have I
also
done?
roll initiative at advantage as a level 1 ranger.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
I don't know how to roll at advantage.
Just roll it again.
I usually just make an attack button for it.
I wouldn't know how to, so unless you feel like making one.
Wow, are you kidding me?
What, Dad?
It's my computer saying your connection to the server has been interrupted. All right, there we go. Finally went through. So
Oh,
take
yeah,
the
we just saw
the
3 of
first
them.
roll.
Alright.
Not bad, got some paladin initiative there.
So we're at 13. Luke, did you roll?
Yeah, I rolled 22.
Or there you are. That's right.
How would I make a button for this?
Is basically just you roll a d20 plus dex with no proficiency, and it just deals no damage. And in the same way you'd set like to roll for advantage at an attack, you can just toggle it real quick.
For what is this?
She wants to make a
Wait,
button
She's
for
a
her
ranger,
initiative.
and rangers get advantage on initiative.
How do you make it like a not attack because it's damage?
No, guys, just
I'll do it
go to
in
the
just a
cog
sec.
and change roll queries to advantage toggle.
It doesn't work with initiative roll.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I'll make
testing
the
that.
button in a bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Wow, it really doesn't. Okay.
Ego, just click initiative again for the time being.
Yeah.
Also, this gnoll out here is not a threat. He is my token that I need for the turn
Let's get
count.
on this mine.
I'm going to start breaking through the wall with my mace to get at him.
They will have no more turns.
But like, why would I roll again?
That's the secret. If you take out their initiative,
Because
they
you're
have to-
rolling at advantage. Remember, Ego?
Right. So like, what? Okay. So you just pick one of the highest. Okay.
You pick the higher
Yep,
of the
you
two
pick the
numbers. Yeah.
Right. So
All right.
18 and a 16, you keep the 18.
So,
Actually, Connor.
Skulker.
Sorry. But Darrow is gonna go first because he critted.
No, I mean,
Skulker also critted.
triggered
and
the encounter.
No, that second initiative roll from Skulker doesn't count.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about. Go on, Connor.
Sorry.
So the second Skulker stepped past this viewpoint here, what's it called? He was like face to face with a gnoll who had just been like waiting there for you guys. There's also one on the other
Right.
side here.
So that Null had a surprise round.
Yes, he landed a defense attack against the or defense roll against the gnoll. He's getting flanked by a second one. Scatha, roll me a dex check just to see like how fast your reflexes are in this moment where you see this thing round the corner. All right,
That
we'll
is
take
a
it.
save.
It's only what's it called?
I rolled the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. So
The-
when asked for a check, Dad, you roll
Yeah.
from the numbers on the left, and then a save is that one box that has
Oh,
all
I
of
see.
them lined up.
Understood.
Word up.
Right. Well, it looks like his modifier is a +3, and there's no proficiency bonus to it, so it's
Oh,
essentially
no.
the same thing.
Word. It's the same thing. All right, yeah. So make me a weapon attack, please.
Me?
Pick your
Yes.
favorite weapon.
Oh, you damn right. It's coming right now.
Got the bloodlust. Ew.
Hell yeah. So this gnoll comes into frame, and Scatha is like already like pulling back on Dortharak, just ready to unleash. And he immediately just sinks the axe deep into this thing's shoulder, like hobbling it as it's about to like chomp down on the back of Skulker's neck. It's at this point where Flint and Darrow, you're up.
Okay. I am going to move there and peek around the corner and see if I can tell what's going on down these alleyways.
You see one gnoll that is like now looped around to the end of each one, and you only heard the one on the right side, but there's now one over here also, and they're both starting to like, they're like beginning full stride as they round this corner, and you're looking at them.
Okay, I'm not going to break out the big guns just yet. But what I think I will do, I'll pop back and say, there's two more over here. Looks like we found the four. And I will use cantrip guidance and give it to Skulker, Scatha, and fucking Flint.
You need to
Oh, I need to be able to touch them, right?
mhm.
Okay, so I guess I will only do Kiri and Flint then.
Also, it says
Advantage
one
walking
willing
speed
creature.
to run to each of us and then run back to your same
You
position.
can only pick one person.
I thought I could pick multiple creatures.
It's just
Oh, one willing creature.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm thinking of Bless. Bless
You're
three
thinking
creatures
of
your
Bless.
choice is in range whenever a
Pick your
target makes an
favorite.
attack roll or saving throw before spell ends. Yeah, I'm not going to use that just yet. My mistake. Sorry for the cock tease. Guidance on Flint.
Okay. Flint, you're up.
I'll just hold position here.
Okay. Kiri, you're up.
Do I
You're
have
sandwiched
enough
between
space
the fucking goon squad.
to like
What was that?
shoot over Scatha's shoulder into the little the boy he has in front of him?
So you can make an attack roll, but if you roll really poorly, you might hit Scatha.
I believe in myself. I am a sharpshooter and a fighting style in archery. Hopefully that doesn't fail me.
You have like a +7 to your attack roll.
+6.
Solid.
I feel like anything except a critical fail, I think you'll be okay. We're out here, dude.
So, Scatha, you hear just the twang of a bow, and an arrow just whizzes over your shoulder and sinks itself right into the eye of this gnoll that you just hobbled. And it just falls to the ground, dead.
We out.
Nice, bro.
They don't seem to be the most hardy of creatures, but you've seen other animals like this, and their strength is in packs. So it's not really about the strength of the gnoll individually.
That's 1 down and 3 to go.
So it's at this point that from the very back of the cave, much closer now, you hear more gnolls. It sounds like you hear like a cackle of like laughs in the distance. And it sounds a handful more, but it's tough to say due to the way sound travels in here.
Right, everything's bouncing about the
Yes.
chamber.
Also, dark vision. You can see now that very faintly on the back wall, you think you might be coming up to like what would be the end of the crypts. And you hear more gnolls from back there. So Skulker, roll me another defense roll. All right.
What a hero.
Let's go.
Roll me a weapon attack.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a hero.
Do you also
So
want,
you see,
want
he's
booming
not
blade
so
on that?
easily startled the second time. You're gonna booming blade it if it moves.
Yeah, if he moves, he takes another 2.
Word. Does it make any sound or anything upon using
No.
it, or is it when it activates?
I'm pretty sure it makes no noise until
The thunder
activation at
damage,
its current level.
Yeah, it takes its thunder damage when the target moves.
Okay.
Until I hit level 5.
Okay. So you see, like, Skulker wasn't as easily like startled the next time. He sort of like hastily like whipped his rapier out and kind of like skirted it, whipped his rapier out and like it kind of like skirted along the wall a little bit. But his second strike, he just like leans back out of the way of this gnoll and delivers like a quick, clean like pierce like with the rapier, just like right like into like its chest, and like you see like the black blood of this gnoll kind of like spurts out upon impact. The other 2 gnolls are going to be just around the corner from the party. And it's at this point that you see 5 more gnolls break off, and you see like 2 of them like break off to the sides, and there's 3 of them running directly head on at you from deeper back in the cavern. I will put them further back here.
Dude, let's go. This is great, Connor. I just want to
Thank you.
And
interrupt.
if I take 1 step back after this maneuver, that doesn't require a disengage, correct?
I think because you're still within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm still within
Yeah,
its
You're
melee
still
range.
within.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and oh, duh. How? Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say sneak attack, but I don't have. Okay.
Word up. Now it's your turn.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Want there to be like more like
Yo,
reaction,
yeah,
basically.
this is filthy,
Like if you
dude.
capitalize on someone, like if you defend against someone really well, I feel like that provides you with an opportunity. Like I feel like there isn't enough like give and take in like the standard like
Dude.
combat mechanics, and that's what I'm trying to like improvise. So it's gonna be like a little bit of trial and error, and if something doesn't make sense, like definitely ask me, because I think explaining helps. But like,
All right, then. After seeing these gnolls and seeing this one near me didn't go down after a solid shot, I'm going to transform for my bonus action.
Wait, excuse me?
I'm a shifter.
so describe to us what you look like when you make this transformation. Like, what happens to your body?
So everything that was already grisly becomes full on like furry. Like my face, you cannot see the skin anymore. It is covered in white hair. As my face becomes more elongated and my teeth just start protruding more to the level of fangs. And I mean, since the rest of me is cloaked, like the ones with dark vision can see that it's a little more toned. Like whatever clothes I'm wearing are no longer loose or baggy, but are very form-fitting. With a bit of snarling, audibly.
So you're a fucking werewolf.
Ish.
To the untrained eye, one might assume werewolf.
It's a solid approximation, yes.
All right, so
Well, that's fucking dank.
I'm sure Flint and Darrow might be looking the other way since they know they're about to get run up on, but Kiri and Scatha, you see Skulker sort of just like in the light of your weapons, like you see his face just start to like blossom with hair, and like he becomes just like his snout becomes a little more like, or like he develops a little more of a snout and a little less of a face. Like he's definitely more animalistic, just like as like he doesn't even seem to exert any effort in doing this. It's more like he just slid into it. And what would you like to, like, what are you doing as you're, like, transforming like this?
I mean, I'm gauging the gnoll to see if it's remotely intimidated, and regardless of whether it is, I'm following up on it with another attack.
Hell yeah. I mean, the gnoll does seem kind of like, it's tough to...
While my blade is still in it
Make
at the
me an
moment.
insight
prior to
check.
that. Insight, solid. Normal?
Yeah. Do you have
Okay.
proficiency in it?
Yes.
Yeah, then just normal. Alright. So you can tell by the way the gnoll's pupils dilate that it most likely was not expecting you to turn into, like, a fucking fox. Or something along those lines.
Okay, then I probably snarl before making my next strike. You're not the only monster in here.
Alright.
Damn.
Oof. You're not
Guess,
the only monster in here. And the rapier kind of just like catches the wall like in a weird way that you're not used to, because like the really tight space you have to swing it in, and the gnoll just kind of just like laughs in your face.
Guess being a monster really hurts my finesse.
Scatha, it is your turn.
Dad?
Yes. So, I don't know. I guess I want to go forward
Okay.
and we got
So
a
you
couple of
saw-
other guys coming.
Two like gnolls like take off
Yeah.
towards the sides, and you can hear them like they're full stride like running around now, so you can hear that they're in these two side channels here, but you can't actually see them currently. You know they're there. And then there's these three.
Scatha, can I ask you to stay adjacent to me? Like one spot up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
that.
can.
Yeah.
Back
Just
to
wait for
back,
them to come for us, basically. So I'm just waiting, I guess.
You're gonna just like prep yourself to just swing at the next thing that comes
Yeah, I'm
near you?
ready. You know, it's like I'm ready to get into a rage, but I realize that if I just start going all half cocked,
He whips
I
out a
need to-
whetstone.
Yeah, I need to protect my my party, so I'm just getting ready to attack the next thing that comes my way, basically.
Okay. And do you want to fly into a rage if you're like set upon by multiple things?
I do. If there's a whole bunch of shit coming at me, I'm definitely can't control
Setting
it
up his
anymore.
reaction. Nice.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. The triggers have been set. Darrow, you're up.
I have a mace in my hand, and I have a creature within 5 feet of me. I'm going to poke my head out and try to bop him in the head with the spiky metal ball.
Go for it.
For some reason, I imagine you saying that in
What
character.
a hero.
Oh my god.
So Flynn,
I can hear exactly where this motherfucker is. I just go around and go, wow!
Snake eyes.
So Flynn, you know that you're being set upon. You know that there's more gnolls coming. You know that Skulker and Scatha just like hacked one, Kiri shot one, Skulker's toe to toe with one. You got two running up on you, and so you know you trust Darrow with that corner. So you got your eyes kind of more like towards the direction yours coming from, and from the corner of your eye, you just see like a flash of light, like in the light being cast off by preservation on your hip, and just a thud, like a sickening dull like thud, almost like someone like, and like a little bit of squelching, almost like someone took a mallet to like a fucking melon or like a cantaloupe. And you see Darrow, like you get a quick glimpse before you're set upon of just like a gnoll just like plastered against the wall, like slouching down to the floor, just like riding the wall to the floor.
And so I'll like, with my eyes still looking towards the direction of the gnoll that's coming after me, Flint would just say something along the lines of like, "Well, I'll be damned. That's a mighty fine macemanship." I don't fucking know what it's called. I couldn't think of it off the spot.
Yeah, I like this one.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah.
Break out the gun.
Dude, not, dude.
Son
Wait.
of Fortune starts playing.
Yeah. Pop, 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 I'm like Jesse James. Alright, so what, my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well. So I guess I'm gonna attack this dude right here. Right here.
Roll that shit.
Oof. Dude, telling you.
It's a really tight space in here. You're also right-handed, and your hand is up against the right wall, and you're striking around a corner, so like it's not really like the optimal angle to be like fighting someone. Is Flint right-handed? I kind of just
Yeah.
Word.
Preservation's on his left.
Word. Kiri, it is your turn.
I'm gonna aim for the boys down the hallway, and I want a hunter's mark. Do you want me to even roll hunter's mark at this point, or?
Yeah, no, definitely use it. Which one would you like it on?
I'm gonna aim for the one in the back, right.
Okay.
So,
That boy.
Alright.
longbow, hunter's mark.
Okay. So, you sink an arrow, like it goes like flying down the hallway, Skulker. You feel like a small breeze go by on the back of the hood of your cloak, as like an arrow just whizzes past your head and sinks its way into the hip of the gnoll on the back right here. And you see it's kind of like stumbles, but like keeps like it's driven by like a thirst or like a hunger from just like beyond this world, like beyond reason or limitation. Would you like to move, or are you standing your ground?
I'm standing my ground.
All right. So now it's the gnoll's turn. Flint, defend yourself. Skulker, defend yourself, and ooh. Skulker, defend yourself. Actually, yeah.
Would it be disadvantage or twice?
I imagine twice, one for each.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So you see this gnoll running up on you, and you're like, you sort of overcompensate in your attempts to like parry the slash against this gnoll, or like against the claws that are being like played at you. And the gnoll that you were like taunting almost comes and just like rakes his claws across your ribs, and you take 3 slashing damage.
All right, I still have temporary hit points.
There you go, dude.
Beautiful.
Flint,
Yo.
roll me an attack roll.
Alright. Bet.
Okay. So you do like a very clean, you sort of like step out from the wall a little bit, and you just stab the thing like right under its like rib cage.
Damn straight. Night, Noli.
Alright. So give me just a sec. Gotta go to the GM layer. Okay. So gnolls appear at the end of the hallways here and here. As these two move up. Scatha,
Yes.
seeing these two at the end of the hall, and the two behind the one that's engaging Skulker,
It's time.
would you rage?
Oh yeah.
So do you like bellow? Like, do you like what lets the party know that Scatha is like turning it up a notch?
Yeah.
His hair catches on fire.
It's a dragon, baby.
So you guys just hear a massive, like, bone-shaking, hair-raising, like, Scatha just, like, channeling, like, a fury that's been contained within him his entire life, and just challenging anyone who comes near him to try. Scatha, please roll me a weapon attack, because this one now that has approached Skulker is in your range.
So, am I just doing a regular two-handed rage, basically?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Boom.
Okay. So, you come down with the solid, like, the same, like, brute force you showed before, except this time you cut straight through the, like, the shoulder and, like right half of the torso of this gnoll, and it's like arm and shoulder kind of just flop onto the floor with a dull thud as, like, black blood starts spraying across the walls. You see as... Kiri, I think you'd be the only person seeing this. As Scatha like roars like this and like pulls back to like make this mighty blow, you see the gem in the pommel of Dorthurak just like glowing like more brightly than the blessing itself. Like almost as if like the light shining from the cantrip is like stronger when he's doing this, basically. I think Skulker might be a little preoccupied at the moment.
I'm fine.
Skulker, you're up.
Do you have like a windmill attack that you just hit everything around you?
I wish. No, I'm.
Do you have an offhand weapon?
I can't when I have a rapier. A rapier's not light.
Or
So I
you
do
need dual
have-
wielder in order to use a rapier and something else.
Yes, I do have a short sword and a dagger offhand.
Or
At this point, I'm going to hex the one down the hall. No, I'm gonna hex this one.
The one directly south of you?
Yes, directly south of me.
Okay. Can you just put it in chat?
I think so.
drop that hex in there.
Okay. The number doesn't happen until I deal damage to it.
What's the ability?
I place a curse on it. I deal 1d6 damage to it whenever I hit it with an attack. It's literally Hunter's Mark, except
you also choose an ability that they get disadvantage on the checks for.
yes. Okay.
Choose strength, unless you have a better idea. Strength.
I
is
would
usually the
choose
good
Dex, because I feel like Dex is the most called upon saving throw. Or wait, no, it's an
bet. It's
ability.
ability checks. which the
Then
only ability check
strength.
that's often used is strength for grapple.
All right, strength it is.
Unless you come up, I've played warlocks before. That's kind of the only good one I've come up with. If you have a better idea, I'm all ears.
No.
I honestly like to learn.
That's fair. And then I'm gonna try to hit it with. Here we go.
So you kind of like give like a glancing blow, and like you sort of like with your rapier like pierce the thing's like cheek a little bit, and you see it like bleed slightly, and then
Count
sort
it.
of like a. Okay, there we go. And sort of like a black like affliction like takes to the wound and like seeps into like the fur surrounding it. Like at first, like it's just like a scratch, and then like the cut kind of like rips like itself open a little more, and blood just starts oozing its way out.
All right.
Scatha, you're up.
Okay. So, am I still in rage? What's the deal?
Yeah, you're full blown rage. You just what's it called? Just chop this thing's arm off.
Which one?
The
This
one directly south of Skulker. Yeah.
So I guess I'm going up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Is this guy dead to my right or no? Like
Not
fucked up?
yet. He's not looking good, but he is not dead.
I think I'm just gonna ignore him and go for the guy right in front of me.
Okay.
Solid.
Hell yeah.
Agreed.
You got him.
Totally not anxious about being surrounded on two sides. No big deal.
Doesn't give a fuck, bro.
That's
Wow,
right.
he's
so
a stone
there we
cold
go.
killer, dude.
If
So you kind of like kneecap the thing with like it's tough to like be sandwiched in these tight corridors and make like a
Right.
really precise blow, but you hit him like in the leg with like kind of a glancing blow, but you take a little bit of flesh out.
Nice.
So I'm trying to what's it called? I know like the damage there implies that there's more, but I'm going for like these like small sort of like hit and run type encounters. I'm just using the hit value.
Yeah.
So I'm
Maybe
sorry
you
if
should go
you don't-
into his sheet and turn
Yeah.
off the auto damage.
Or
Well,
yeah, I'll
so
talk it off.
where does that leave me though? Because most of my shit is like, did I hit them? Sneak attack, hex, booming blade damage.
Well, like stuff like that, like
Yes,
Hunter's Mark,
like-
whatever, you just leave it.
It like if you do hit them with those things on them, it will hit harder.
Okay.
Connor's
what I was
doing
trying-
rough mental calculation.
That's what I was trying to flavor with like the like your rapier kind of glances
Yeah,
in, and
I
then the
figured
cut,
that, I figured
rips
that.
open. Yeah, that's like the hex and like the
Just want to make sure that that's how it is going forward. That it is like I'm gonna have to ask, do I hit? Do I make solid enough a hit?
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool.
All right. So, Darrow, you're up again.
Well, I had success last time. I'll pull back the mace, look at the other one, and do a kind of like a half circle. Bring it over to my left, up, and bring it down at this other one.
Okay. All right. So you see, like, as Flint's pulling his blade, like, out of the thing's ribs, you just come in with a clean, like, hit and, like, crush the thing's shoulder in. And, like, the sickening, like, crunch of bone as, like, the arm, like, goes limp, kind of, is, like, enough to let you know that, like, you've debilitated the thing.
and Flint just goes, I don't think I'll ever get tired of hearing that noise.
All right, Flint, you're up. This thing is, like, hobbled now. It's prime
Yeah,
for
we're
the
just
taking.
we're going in, dude. In before one.
Pulls out the pistol with the authority of God.
Shoves it into his fucking mouth and just blows him away. Jesus Christ.
You're not used to
dude.
fighting in caves, are you, dude?
Or with a rapier, bro.
In
That
my
mace is
experience, it's better to stab in close quarters than to slash. You will do a lot of the slashing thing.
It is piercing damage though, so it's supposed to be stabby.
Yeah.
It is a
But-
rapier after all, you know.
That mace is looking a bit more
Might have tasted.
reliable.
Overlap.
All right. Kiri, you're up.
So
And the one in the back right is your hunter's mark still.
Yeah, I imagine Scatha kind of like has that covered. I'm not gonna go interrupting his rage. So I would like tap myself against a wall here and like peek around the corner and shoot straight for the guy on the right.
Yonder guy?
Yes.
Word up. Are you transferring your hunter's mark or are you leaving it on this guy?
I'll transfer it.
Okay.
It's a bonus to move it, right?
Yep. Yeah, so it's all kosher. Alright. So you sink an arrow like almost in the similar spot to where you sunk the arrow in the last one, except you see the gnoll kind of like drop to one knee from like the placement in the hip where you landed it. This gnoll looks hobbled. Flavor text, you just have this move speed with that shot.
Nice.
Alright, and now it is the gnoll's turn.
He was an adventurer until he took an arrow to the knee.
An arrow to the hip.
So 30 speed halved is 15 times 2 if I take the full action and dash is just regular 30. Alright, so this dude just like, despite the fucking arrow you just like buried in his life, he like just comes aggressively like hobbling up the hallway towards you. He's like
limping aggressively.
Yeah, he's like pulling himself on the walls. He's using like everything he can to just like bring himself closer towards like flesh and blood.
You guys see that movie It, where it's backwards leg crawl with its neck all snapped weird? It's kind of
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more the Urukai who broke Helm's Deep.
Legolas! Kill him!
3 arrows through
right.
the brain.
Skulker.
That's me. That's me.
Make me 2 defense rolls. Let me know which one's for left and which one's for right. I'll let you decide. You can say after you roll them also.
Oh, hot damn.
Ew.
What a hero.
Never
You're fucking
mind.
nice.
Do I even have to?
So you immediately just like
Ting, ting.
you dodge like you like sort of like backstep like very slightly as the gnoll in front of you like misses with its claws, and you just stick your rapier out to the right as the other thing is winding up and just catch it right in the neck, and it just like the rapier comes out of the back of its head as it just like falls to the floor with like a wet like thud. I'm just giving you that one for the nat 20 on the defense, like the
Solid.
perfect like killing blow repost.
the best defense is an offense.
Scatha,
Yes.
make me 2 defense rolls also.
2 defense rolls. Okie dokie.
Okay.
Technically, we can just use the first 2, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, the first one, oh, you get rage.
Yeah,
gives
how
you
is-
resistance.
Oh yeah, you get damage resistance, he does.
So you see, like, Scatha just, like, very calmly, just, like, sort of, like, backing this one gnoll up with his axe, like, just, like, keeping it at bay, and the second one kind of just takes, like, a scratch out of his arm. And, like, Scatha, you barely even notice that this thing touched you. You take 1 slashing damage.
Okay. Thanks.
Hey, it doesn't make a fucking difference!
Doesn't even. God damn.
Jesus Christ.
'Cause, rage is, it's resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, right? From non-magic? Pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take half damage.
Word. So 3, I'll round down, 1.5 to 1. If anyone's curious about the math. Flint,
Yes, sir.
defend yourself.
Alright, we're doing this again, huh?
Yep.
Dude.
So the gnoll kind of like lunges at you in a last act of desperation and swipes its claws like right across your left shoulder, You're gonna take 3 slashing damage.
Ripped.
Last but not least, it's this guy's turn. How many feet is this? Skulker, defend yourself.
Shouldn't have added that.
Fucking die.
Doesn't even.
So, it's a big, like, momentum to keep up, so you don't capitalize well enough to get another repost in this time. But you do manage to, like, keep the thing at bay, and it is your turn now.
Alright, so, unless I'm misremembering mechanics with Bane from our other, do I get advantage if I'm attacking?
Nah, that's just because of the type of, he has a wolf totem from level 3.
Okay, that's totem specific, okay. I'm gonna attack the one next to Skatha, because that one's in melee range of Kiri as well.
Mm-hmm. And you also have the hex on it still.
Yes, and I have the hex on it. Okay.
So, fuck that one.
Wow. Damn.
Oof.
Man, is that like
You
your
kind of
third
like
fucking
flip
9?
it, like, there've been a lot of 9s tonight. You kind of like do like another like glancing blow, but you see again like
sneak attack.
this thing kind of just like you sort of like go for like a jab and you catch like the side of its neck, and like it's like a cursory glance, and then the hex, you see it just like rips a little bit deeper and blood just squirts out onto the wall.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
And
Oh, I guess you hit the artery.
I'm also trying to keep track of how many bodies there are, because I know there's bounty in these bodies, so I'm not just like deleting tokens. Skatha, you're up.
Yes.
Oh, bonus action, move your hex.
Oh, right, yes, bonus action, move my hex.
2.
I do not know.
Pick one.
Guy to your right. Done. Alright.
Nope, guy below me.
Fair
South.
enough.
Straight
Skatha,
south.
you're up.
All right. Well, I'm going after the guy.
You just caving him in, dude?
I am.
Roll the attack.
And rolling the attack, that would be still on rage.
Yep. Alright, so it's enough. You see, like, Skatha just, like, come in, like, cleanly, like, he brings his axe away from the wall and comes around in, like, a broad arc and just sinks his, like, axe directly into, like, the opposite shoulder of this thing, like, on the wall, and the momentum kind of, like, crushes it against the wall, and you hear, like, its ribs kind of breaking as it falls to the ground, like, gasping and sputtering for air. Because you took like a chunk out of its leg this time, and you just like caught it with like a second blow that just kind of like knocks it against the wall.
Awesome.
Alright. Darrow.
Well, I see Flint is really struggling with this guy, so I'm going to try to do a full circle this time, because my mace is still over in that general direction.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it down, up, and over again.
Alright. So Flint, this thing like scratches you in the shoulder, and you see Darrow just like kind of like almost lazily just like lean in and just like like in the side of its fucking head, and it just the same way the other one dies, it just dies with a pulverized skull.
I like look over at at Darrow, and I like force my brim, and I say, "Thank you, son. I really do appreciate it. I guess I'm a little rusty when it comes to fighting with my steel. It's been a long time."
In enclosed spaces like this, it's good to stick with vertical motion and not so much the slashing motion. Stabbing and smashing is good. And I'm just gonna reach around the corner and stick my hand in the bloody pulp that was this thing's face and rip out its tongue.
Oh yeah,
Add one to your inventory.
Because I remember there's the one right there that I bashed into the wall.
Yeah.
You just nat 20'd it into the fucking wall. Flint, you're up.
Alright, I guess I'll take the tongue out of the one in front of me with my hunting knife.
Oh, since I walked out into the aisle here, are there any other ones that are in this aisle with us?
There are not.
Word. Thank you for the information.
Well,
Connor, so can I cut the tongue out of this one in front of me?
yeah, if you want to. I mean, your party is still, like, in combat behind you.
That's true. Alright, yeah, so I'll turn around and I'll go here.
Take your time.
And I'll try to attack the one that's right next to Skulker.
Alright. Take a poke at it.
No, I like look and I just go, I like do a double take and I'm like, what in the unholy fuck are you, man? Where the hell did you come from? I guess you need a little help though. I'm gonna ask you about this later, but right now. And I turn over to the thing and I like remembering what Darrow just told me about like stabbing. Like I'm a child, like I'm not 240 years old, 225 years old.
Stab, 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 stab.
And I fail again probably. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Dude, literally the worst. I don't
Not
I've
You
never
have
plus
rolled
6,
like that,
dude.
bro. I
Damn.
plus 6. I've rolled 2 9s and an 8.
Same.
Damn.
I'm stealing everyone's luck. I'm so sorry.
No, it's alright, dude.
Alright.
Just
Kiri,
caught off
you're
guard by
up.
Smoker. Oh, come on, flavor.
This thing is far enough for me to take a quick shot at it, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And you still got your mark on it, too.
Yes.
Alright, so you see Kiri just, like, drops to one knee and, like, do you close one of your eyes when you shoot? Like, what do you do when you're, like, lining up a shot? Anything special? Do you stick your tongue out? Like...
How shot bow?
No, she doesn't stick her tongue out. When she gets like ready for like a good shot, her kind of like her wings, kind of, I guess like twitch outward to like create some space around her. It doesn't like it's not hugging her body. And she basically kind of like looks straight down with both eyes open, but like her left eye is more directly like straight down the line. Her like right eye is a little bit off to the side.
Okay.
So like she has her head tilted a little bit, like 45
So you see she just like her feathers sort of just like puff out a little bit like right before this arrow releases, and almost as an extension of the momentum, the string looses and the arrow just sinks its way directly into this forehead, and like it falls like still running to the ground, just dead at her feet right here. Just in front of her, like its momentum carries it forward. Alright. Skatha.
Yes.
Roll me 2 defense rolls. One of them is going to be at advantage.
All right. Okay, defense roll. At advantage. And then normal.
Alright, not bad. So I'm going to need 1 attack roll from you.
Okay.
I'll describe how it plays out. Okay. So Skatha has this one pinned up against the wall with his axe, and it kind of like, as he's like pulling back for another strike, it kind of like crippledly, I don't know a better word for that, kind of just like swings at him with like the broken arm, and like it overextends trying to make that strike, and you see Skatha just comes around and just takes its head clean off as he just cleanly evades. Like the other thing like just lashes out at him, and like as if it was calculated back when the pyramids were young. Like, just takes a single step out of the way and just fucking takes this thing's head clean off while, like, just a slick dodge on the other gnoll, like, taking a strike at him.
Nice.
Alright. Skulker. It is your turn now. I've got to take this one off the board.
All right. Seeing Flint has come to help me out, and the gnolls have had their moment. I'm gonna move forward one to finish this boy down here off that I've already hexed.
Okay.
Might as well follow up on my mark.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just very cleanly just stick your blade like directly into where its heart should be, and well, where you'd expect it to be. And it kind of just like with a spray of blood, and you notice, what color is your fur?
White.
So it's a very stark contrast. This black blood kind of like sprays across the right side of your face, and you just like this thing like falls to the ground, kind of like sputtering and still like pulling its way towards you. Still alive, but dying.
Awesome. No, but in character, like the invigoration of it is palpable.
I'm up again, huh?
Yeah.
So I gotta take this last guy out to right here, right? Or no?
Oh yeah, dude.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So you see, like, without missing a beat, like, you down this thing, and Skatha is there, like, as you're pulling your blade out, just, like, taking the thing's head clean off. I should call him the Executioner. He's just lopping domes off. And now there remains one gnoll standing.
I will hop over here, look around the corner, see that the one gnoll is left. I will grasp the symbol of Dueno on my neck and just mutter, "I'll be borrowing a bit of your power. I am in your house after all. I don't think you'll mind." Reach out my other hand and cast Ray of Frost at it.
Okay. All right. So you kind of like spray like a little bit, and like you definitely ice the thing like in the face, and like its vision is obstructed now and it's blinded. You can tell by the way it kind of starts like blindly like lashing out at its surroundings that it like can't see very well what it's doing.
Yeah, the spell is, let's see, it's 1d8 cold damage, and the target speed is reduced by 10 feet, so it does get an icy shell on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, word.
Flint, you're up. If you roll me an attack against this thing, do it at advantage, because it literally can't see you coming. So,
okay.
If there was a time for advantage, it would be now.
Rolls a 6 and an 8.
No.
8 and 9.
Dude, I swear to God, bro.
Hero. There it is.
Dude, there's a waste. There's a waste of a roll, bro.
No, you're nice. You literally stick your rapier out through the ice, and you just hear like a solid like boom, as like the rapier sort of pierces the ice and goes right under this thing's jaw and like erupts out of the back of its skull, and you see the tongue plastered on the tip of your rapier at the other end of the skull.
Ew, dude. What am I, accurate as fuck or what, bro?
And with that, the gnoll just like falls to the ground, and there's silence.
Well,
I guess
turn
I haven't
around
lost it
and
yet.
pull one of the little knives out from underneath my coat with a flourish, reach into the thing's mouth, pull up the tongue, and slice.
Would you like to see the tokens where they are so you can divvy up or do whatever?
Well, I know there was one that was like right in front of me, but that would be beneficial if you threw them back into existence.
So there are... Here, I'll just... Alright, so you're not getting ambushed right here. These are the bodies. The ones that are piled inside the wall here are all in a pile in front of Flint, more or less.
Yep, so...
Hallway, I get it.
Yep, we already gathered this one, and I just got this one.
Yeah,
so
so
this
there's
side
like
is
2
done.
on me if you want to come get them.
So I'll grab this one.
That's 3.
No, just one of them from right here.
Okay.
And then I'll grab this one and that one for Kiri.
Okay. So everyone, you can keep track of your own like tongues and stuff. I trust you. If you tell me you got like 6, I believe you. But yeah, if you say like you take one from the corpse, just like put a +1. Tori.
So I've gathered 2. I think I count a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 divided by 5 is not an even number.
Nope. Well, yeah.
No,
So
you collected 2, and Flint has already collected his 2. So there's 6 remaining.
Well, I collected 3. 2 for Kiri though. I'm only taking 1 for myself.
Okay.
But didn't you like literally have the tongue at the end of your rapier when you killed him?
Right, that's the one he's keeping.
Okay.
That's the one I'm keeping. Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess.
You guys get those next 2.
Yeah, that works. Scotha gets 2, Flint gets 2.
Yeah.
Or
No,
Scotha gets 2,
yeah.
Skulker gets 2. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got deleted.
Yeah.
Say
Sad
goodnight.
face.
All right, and it's at this point that the quietness of the cave sort of resumes.
Anybody else in here? Hello?
Silence answers you.
I don't think it's such a good idea to be alerting these gnolls to our presence.
I would rather not be surprised and them just come out, because this kind of went pretty well. I don't know about you. How's everybody feeling? Anybody need help? Doing good? No excessive bleeding?
Scotha just looks down at the scratch on his arm. Speaking of which, sorry, please continue.
No, I was just saying he's coming down.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what does it look like when he's sort of like bringing himself like out of this almost like sanguinary trance that he gets himself into?
Yeah, he's just like bent.
Okay.
He's like a vacant being.
I mean, Skulker's still snarling in shifted form with like black blood covering what, a third of his face.
All right.
Oh,
And
nice.
gradually transforms back.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
So after about 5 minutes, everyone in the party sort of is like back to normal. Just like, everyone is like you've studied the silence, like I don't know if any words would have been exchanged during that time, but like taking like 5 minutes to compose yourselves, no like audible changes occur in like the surrounding area.
Okay. Do we know if the gnolls came in from the main door, or did they get in here from somewhere else? Maybe we should look around the walls and see if there's like a hole somewhere.
So you get to the very back of the catacombs here, and in the wall there's a tunnel.
Like a tunnel that was meant to be there, or a tunnel that looks like it was burrowed?
Anyone who's proficient in either nature or survival can roll a check on this.
Neither of those are me.
Proficient.
So Kiri, Flint, you can tell that these tunnels like are definitely like seem unnatural. They are very smooth. Kiri, you can tell through soft like panning gradients in like the smoothness of the wall that these were actually like carved by some kind of animal or some kind of being, like did this through like many like strokes.
I would let the party know that these look like they were carved.
So does it look like a gnoll would have clawed it out?
You think this kind of precision would be surprising from a gnoll?
I don't think so. Something else.
It's
Something more intelligent.
or like a worm.
Worm would be interesting. I don't think I've seen a worm that's big enough to be able to dig a hole like this.
Never seen an Alaskan bullworm.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, dude.
You'd be surprised.
I have seen a were honey badger before. You don't want to fuck with those things.
Where honey?
What did you call me?
So what do y'all think we should do? You want to keep going down this tunnel? You think that was the last of the gnolls?
We've got two choices. Turn
I
back
could use a
and keep
15
going forward.
minutes rest before.
Well, it doesn't sound like anything's coming after us, so we could take a break here.
Yeah, we definitely need a
Take a
break.
breather. All right. Yeah. Who's feeling lucky?
I am.
Roll me a d20 and call high or low.
Oh, hi.
Can I give her inspiration? No.
Literally in the middle.
I'm gonna give her guidance. You can add the D4 to whatever positive benefit there is.
So you hear, like, nothing happens during these 15 minutes where you take a rest, but you hear sort of like, just like so vague, almost like whispers in like the wind, like just like very unsettling noises coming from deeper in the tunnel, just like unnatural like sounding noises.
Yeah, so there's some weird shit down there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fucking... I don't think clerics get spell slots back on short rest. Did we take a short rest, or did we just literally sit here for 15 minutes?
You took a short rest.
Short rest. That was the intent. I'm doing
No,
that.
short rest was an hour.
Do I get a...
So...
Um,
Unless Connor's doing something that's non-standard, but short rest is typically an hour raw.
Oh, yeah, it is. Wow, why did I think it was 15 minutes?
Probably
Like it's
because you
15
read
minutes.
some kind of a feature or something.
Hmm.
Maybe there's some kind of a class or spell that's like you take a short rest, but it's only like 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll keep it as an hour, but in this hour where you guys kind of just like compose yourselves, sort of like, you know, put some light, like some of you got scratched, like, or, you know, clawed at.
Yeah. People who lost hit points roll your die.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd like to roll a hit.
True.
Die, you may.
Oh, wait. So how does that work? 'Cause I don't think I've ever done it before.
You just press the
click.
hit die button.
Yeah,
Oh.
the die it is depends on
So
your
you're a
class.
second level, you should have 2 hit die. You can use all of them, or you could just use a single one.
Dude, well, do you see this roll, bro? What is...
Well, I think you only took 3 damage, right?
Yeah, no, I know it's fine, but it's just, like, pretty funny, actually. I think I've...
You could roll your other one and see.
No, that's a waste.
You're
Dude.
banking all the good rolls.
Bro, I think...
Your luck is going to come through at like the best opportunity possible.
Dude, I think Jed and I switched luck for this game, dude.
Yes, but keep in mind what Jed just did last session. I'm finally cashing in on all the luck I've saved over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you're storing the luck for when you need to be clutch, for when the entire team is down and you have to carry them on your back.
Yeah, I highly doubt that's
You'll
gonna
be
happen, but we'll see what happens. So wait, when do you get your hit die back after a long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I take it we descend deeper into the tunnel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the goal.
Fuck it.
Too early to turn back now.
Same formation.
So, Kiri,
Scott,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we should get back in formation.
it is a 5 foot wide, so I would like a marching order, like a straight line marching order.
I think Flint in the back, then me, then Carrie, then Scott the Skulker. Pick your poison.
I think Skulker should be in front in this instance for dark vision, unless Gotha also has dark vision.
I don't think I do.
Okay, then that's, yeah, normally I would say you in front.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Scott the Skulker. You guys also still have the blessing on your weapon.
I thought Skulker was in front because he was dark vision.
Yeah, I keep
Oh,
getting
wait,
confused.
okay.
Oh,
So then who's in the middle?
Kiri.
This is our line right here?
Yep,
almost.
because Kiri can shoot over 2 people, but I think shooting over 3 people would be a bit of a stretch.
Okay. She's like 4 foot, shooting over to like 6 foot plus.
Yeah.
And she's shooting underneath crotches.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Between legs.
I'm
Oh my
sure
god, that's an even.
people's...
I'd rather her shoot high. In that case, you know what I mean? Like, catch me in the back of the head before you catch me in the back of the
I can
sack,
probably
you know?
just like...
I don't know. Scaffa's wings kind of make low the better choice.
That,
That's
or I
true.
could like I don't know how much space we got. Actually, no, we don't have a lot of space, so that wouldn't make sense. Because otherwise, like if there was space, I would have just said she could just like flap her wings, kind of just get a little bit of air and then shoot.
Little flutter action.
Yeah.
Flutter dot.
So, question: Are you the type of bird person that has like wings,
And then
And-
arms.
hands, or is it like
Yes.
wing hands?
No, it's a separate arms and wings. Are
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got kind of confused when you said you fluffed your wings and let go. I was like, wait, so I thought like the hands were feathers.
Nope. I mentioned that
So-
when we were talking about.
You had Anzu in this pouch thing that you have for
yeah, I
some
forgot
time,
about that.
right?
Yes.
You notice after this encounter that he is like definitely just like scared. You can feel him in the pouch like clutch up against you, and he's just like shaking. He's like very like usually he's trying to get out of the pouch. Now he very much wants to stay in the pouch.
I would kind of.
He's not making any noise. He's trying to be very small.
I wouldn't think too much of it because we haven't found ourselves in this situation before. Like, I would think it'd be normal for him to be scared, but I would be like, "What's wrong, Anzu? It's okay. Everything's fine."
I don't know, just like sad little noises. Just like not really much. Like you can tell he's trying to be quiet, but doesn't want to like ignore you.
Don't worry, it's gonna be all right.
So, you guys travel and you descend through this tunnel, and it's sort of like winds and curves its way, and like at some point you're pretty sure it's like turning back on itself at points, but it's always turning like it's always going deeper. Is like the overall trend.
And it's
Is there a
never
upward or
branching.
downward gradient to it, or is it flat?
It is a downward gradient, like not steep enough where you couldn't just like walk down it.
But it is constantly down. There has not been a single sign of up. And
Yeah.
okay, and it is a single, no branching.
So you see, the further you go, a couple of other tunnels start to intersect this thing, and they all appear to be made the same way.
As soon as we hit the first intersection, I'm going to either use my mace or my knife or something and put a mark in the direction we came from.
All right, go for it. Tell me what you make out of curiosity, like just like a line on the floor.
I think it needs to be a
Let
little
me
bit
look
more.
through my equipment here. What do I got? I got candles. I'm going to take one of the candles and use the blunt end of it and kind of draw an arrow out of candle wax in the rock facing the direction we came from.
Okay, sounds good.
Kind of like a chalk or crayon, but I kind of figure candle wax might be able to do the same thing in rock.
Mm-hmm. So, are you guys staying on the main tunnel that you found, or are you gonna start like venturing, like branching off? I guess.
Split up!
Anyone who's proficient in survival at this point, roll me survival.
Guess I'm the only survivalist in this party.
Well, no.
Alright, so all three of you are pretty experienced in the art of tracking things and such. You can tell that this main tunnel here is the one that sees gnoll traffic. There's small, like, bones littered about in this direction. There's also, like, random streaks of black blood on the wall. Your weapon's glowing sort of casts, like, an eerie, like, shadow, like, off of, like, your companions and stuff. It sort of makes the darkness seem a little heavier than it actually is.
What about the other tunnels? Like you said, the main tunnel doesn't have much traffic, but what about the others?
The main tunnel has no traffic from what you can tell.
Oh,
the
no
other tunnels
traffic.
seem to
I
be...
heard no traffic. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I also heard no traffic, and I was like, oh, something that the gnolls don't even. But it is gnoll traffic.
Yeah. Forgive me for that. So these other tunnels are pretty clean, and some of them look relatively new compared to others.
So I guess Flint would just came down here to quell no problem. I think we should just continue following their tracks. We don't know what else is down here.
We should keep an eye out towards our back to make sure we don't get surrounded by whatever pops out of those smaller tunnels.
Do the other tunnels look any different? Like, do they look like they were dug out differently than the main tunnel?
They have the exact same make to them, actually.
But they're newer.
Some of them look relatively newer.
Okay.
I wouldn't say any of them look brand spanking new. But you can tell some of them are more historic, whereas some are more recent.
Okay.
Are they smaller?
Come again?
Are they smaller?
No. They're all roughly the same size.
Okay. I agree with Flint. Let's press on.
Okay. So, you all travel through this tunnel for what seems like, I'd say, the better part of a day. It takes you 4.5 hours just to make it to the end of where this tunnel leads. And the whole time it's like this winding, sort of like veering, meandering, like there was no destination in mind when this tunnel was made. So Darrow, I take it you would have kept making marks as you went?
I have 10 candles.
You have 10 candles. 3 of them would be used throughout like this travel to accurately like mark your path the whole way through.
Yeah, there's no fucking way I'm not marking where we're going.
Yeah, amen to that. Bro.
Clever man. Well, clever.
If you didn't do it, I was gonna do it. You beat me to the punch, so.
All right. So
Okay.
It's at this point when you finally make it to the end of this tunnel that your light sort of like pulls out of this, or like pulls out of this little hole in the wall, or you can see now that you're in the hole of the wall of just a massive like cavern network. Like you can't even see like an end or a beginning. Like there's just like broad sweeping tunnels with like stalagmites and stalactites. You hear there's 2 different directions you can go right now. You hear the sound of running water faintly coming from the left. You can't even say whether it's north, south, east, or west, but from your left you hear running water. To the right, you hear nothing. I will say at this point that there are small like drops of like you hear like dropping of water coming from the ceiling in like some places as well. And as you look out across the floor, you see the place that is like walkable and not covered is like about like foot to ankle deep in some places of just this murky, silty, stagnant water.
In my experience, if there's water, there's gonna be predator and prey looking for it. I think our best bet to find the nose would probably to follow the water.
Well, one thing we might want to consider is what I overheard. Mounted.
Wait.
Was that we heard that these tunnels might have led to the Underdark. I believe we're in the Underdark right now. And we were asked to get rid of the gnolls from beneath the catacombs. If we have a way to close off this tunnel, we might just want to do that. Because exploring around in the larger Underdark can get pretty fucking scary pretty quick.
What's to say that the nose won't just find another alternate way of one of the other tunnels? You propose that we close all 5 of them?
Well, I propose that we might close off towards the main, back towards the entrance where there was no splits yet. but I don't think we have a good way to close the tunnel unless anyone knows how to do large explosions or manipulate rock. You just shoot a random Eldritch Blast.
What the heck?
He's finger gunning into Eldritch Blast.
Are you actually just shooting blasts out into the cave?
No, I'm jokingly offering that. Like, I mean, I have a thing. It will take a little time, but.
So it's at this point, as you guys are debating this, that you hear off in the distance a very distinct cackle that you've all come to be very familiar with. It's very far, almost as if it's carried to you by like repeating echo after echo after echo.
Which way?
Towards the right.
Also, I want to. Can I deduce anything more from the ceiling? You said some water is dropping from the ceiling, correct?
Stalactites and stalagmites, baby.
Is it the water creating those that is dripping, or are there like visible cracks in the ceiling?
Roll me an investigation check.
All of us,
Damn.
or just him?
Wait, do you have proficiency in investigation?
I don't, but I do have it in perception.
Alright. Also, I'd like to retcon what I said before about perception. I think I'm going to do it the same way, where if you're not proficient in perception, you're going to disadvantage for it.
Okay.
So roll me a normal perception check.
All of us, or just him?
He's the one inquiring.
Yeah, I'm the one looking for
anyone who would like to.
Okay.
And just the same rule with like the normal
disadvantage. We have no proficiency.
Dude.
So, Kiri, you can actually see there are like microfractures in the ceiling, which sort of some of them are allowing like faint like trickles of water to just like run in like certain directions and fall in like sort of like general, no specific pattern, but more just like a random assortment of like small cracks that create like a few sparse like water drops.
Okay. I would let them know that there is cracks in the ceiling. Small micro cracks in the ceiling.
How wide does this kind of antechamber area kind of open up to by estimation?
About 5 or 6 football fields.
Yeesh.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
so real easy to get surrounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I don't like it either. I think we should turn back.
I agree with Daro that while we're here, we should see if we can close this off. And that ceiling makes it look possible.
Well, we did walk downhill getting here. And if we hit the ceiling and water bursts through, we will drown.
Considering it was all downhill, I think we could make it.
We would be able to get up high enough, theoretically, eventually. But considering it took us multiple hours to get down here, I don't think anyone can hold their breath for that long.
No, what I mean is, like, Like, I feel like if you can tread water, then all you have to do, more or less, is float. Because it will keep filling, and there will never be a point where we have to swim downward under something that it has already filled.
Also, we have to notice the fact that this place is massive, so I don't really think the water would build up much.
Like, yeah, to me, the idea is more that, like, the ceiling will crumble. And, okay, are we at, like, one of the lower points in this antechamber?
It's relatively flat. The most uneven thing about it is the stalagmites and stalactites. the most part, everything remains the same elevation.
Why don't we backtrack, go back to the surface, and try to find something to close off the tunnel at the point before it splits?
Where are my investigators? Also, sorry, I have a snack.
I am proficient in investigation.
That's what he's asking.
Yeah,
Sure ain't me.
for proficient peoples.
Anyone who would like to roll investigation? Yeah, okay. Darrow, you see a large, boulder that's on one of, it's like a slight rise above you, but you can tell due to the slight change in elevation, the way it's propped, it actually looks like it could be knocked, theoretically, with, enough energy, down to where you're standing.
Okay. Might have plan. See that rock?
It's going to require a big push, though.
Yeah. So, a Skatha. See that rock over there? The big one?
Yeah.
You think you'd be able to hit that one real good and then run back into the tunnel here before it gets to the tunnel?
I don't know. What do you think?
I might be able to help you out with a little bit of guidance.
To get back inside.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, if we're gonna lock it with that rock, we're gonna lock ourselves out.
So, okay, either we'd have to find a way to pull the boulder, or
Which seems unlikely.
we set it up so that it's close to the entrance and break the ceiling, and if there is that much water, that it pushes the boulder into the entrance to ceiling.
And then the third option.
Not a bad idea.
And then the third option would be sealing it to complete the task at hand and finding another way out.
That sounds like
Right,
fun.
so rummage around in the Underdark until we find another tunnel leading to the surface. That sounds like a long slog.
Yeah, but it sounds a little bit more realistic than hoping that we don't drown.
Yeah, I don't like the breaking the ceiling idea. Who said that?
Connor did. All right, let's fucking do it, dude.
You're breaking
Connor
the ceiling?
secretly wants to keep the pay.
This is gonna turn into a last session in a 2-year-long campaign, running out of the fucking crumbling final boss tower after we kill him.
Except it's level 2, and we've been playing for 3 weeks. And
we're gonna get fucking blown back. Alright, so the way I see it right now is we have 3 options. The first option is we go back the way we came, and we find materials up there on how to seal up the tunnel before it branches out. And the second option would be we fucking destroy the ceiling and hope to God we don't drown, while we also hope that we can position the boulder in a well enough spot that it will cover the entrance. And then the third option would be to use the boulder to cover the entrance and then find another way out.
If we decide to go back out, though, we can expect reinforcements and a lot of them.
Yeah.
For us or for them?
For them. It won't be a cakewalk coming back to the same point.
From the size of it, I'm pretty sure we definitely triggered maybe a patrol or some shit. And if they don't come back, it's gonna be trouble.
And there was cackling in the distance, so if we lock
ourselves in.
You guys have been
standing here for almost an hour now trying to figure this out, and
bullshit. We've been standing here for 10 minutes.
And time dilation in D&D is a real thing.
Sort of to emphasize the ticking clock, and a lot of thought has gone into this so far.
Yeah.
Nothing has gotten ominously close to you. But it's at this point now where everyone who's proficient in perception, make me a perception check, please.
Nope.
Christ.
Yikes.
Am I proficient in anything?
Dude,
Lucky
I
13s.
know how you
I
feel. Look
love
at this.
13s.
You see, you can't make this up, dude. You can't make this up. I haven't rolled higher than a 15 in like 2 hours.
Hell, roll me another one just to see what it would have been if I gave you advantage.
No, dude. I don't want to. I'm gonna do it, but like I don't care about the number.
So Scatha,
Shouldn't have used it.
do high elves get advantage on hearing?
No, I don't think so.
Not with those big fucking ears. Damn. All right. Well,
Yeah, I just have keen senses. Just says you have proficiency in perception.
word. Scatha,
Yes.
over the murmured talking of the party, from deeper within the tunnels from whence you came, you hear a very faint grinding noise.
Like grinding, like bone boulders grinding.
Yeah,
or...
like something grinding on rock.
I got an idea. Can we get Anzu to sneeze under the
Wait.
boulder, create ice, to like slip the boulder down towards us?
That is solid and beats my idea. I just realized I have 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, we all have rope. Plus, I also have an acid.
Oh yeah, your breath.
My acid breath.
Well, does
Does Anzu want to
Scatha
help?
pay more mind? Does Scatha pay no mind to the grounding noise or announce it?
As
Well, no,
like
I'm,
the
I'm
rest.
Like, hey guys, grinding stuff behind us. It sounds like it could be. I don't know. Maybe the cave collapsing, or I don't know.
Wait,
what.
behind us? Like,
The
where
way
we
from
came?
whence you came.
Jesus, are they trying to entomb us here?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we
Well,
have to
that
make a
doesn't
quick
sound
decision.
very good. We're gonna
I
have
was
to
thinking it
come
was
up with
in
a
front of
plan.
us. That's not good. I don't like that.
Who's standing? Like, as the next couple of seconds pass, you hear and it just keeps getting steadier. This shearing, just constant, just I wish I had a knife and a rock so I could do this.
Does it, Connor? Does it sound like a big boss or like a big mini boss enemy is dragging a two-handed sword behind him in a cave?
Sounds like something really large is taking two simultaneous, very long scrapes on a big whetstone. Something sharp.
The thing that has been doing the tunneling is coming. And
I
if
don't
it's
know if
coming
that's
from behind us, we
quite
should
the
probably
case.
try to hide.
I say we get the hell out of here, or something.
Well, which
Yeah, we
way?
should-
The way that we came from is now blocked by this creature. The
You guys
only
sound like
way
a
is
deeper,
deeper.
How close
Right.
was the closest branch?
Who is standing directly at the mouth of the cave you just came from?
It would probably be me.
Yeah.
Well,
I went to go see whatever rock it was that I was talking about an hour ago.
Word.
In
So
game time, not IRL time. I'm rolling my eyes at Connor's time dilation.
my back is always to a wall, not an entrance.
Okay. So Flint, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Jesus
Thanks.
fucking Christ,
Wish I
dude.
could help.
There's your money, baby.
So there's a sharp rise in the volume of the scratching noise, and it goes from sounding distant to sounding very close. And it's at this point that you realize that whatever this noise must be very loud because it's traveling through solid stone. And a massive claw-like arm sort of breaks through the ceiling of the tunnel you just came from.
Oh fuck!
And you see one of these things on the other side. It sort of retracts its claw. Did that picture go through?
Yes.
Yeah. And my response is hell fucking no.
It's at this point I need you all to roll initiative again.
Oh god damn
No,
it, dude.
this thing is way too much.
You never made me a button, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Alright, well, I guess that's
But if you
decent.
roll it twice, I'll take the higher one.
Okay. So I'm just not gonna click on my
What
thing.
I
am I
wonder
rolling?
if you click on your
Initiative.
icon and if you roll initiative twice, I wonder if it just takes the higher one.
It does
I do
not.
No,
I know, because
I'm
I
just
always
gonna-
have to get John to adjust my roll.
Oh, that's why you always have to mention that. I always think that you're just a derp and you never click on your character first.
Nah, it's because I always roll higher on the second one like a fucking mong. Alright. So,
Apparently, I
rolling?
always roll
What am
higher
I
on
rolling?
first.
Initiative, Dad. It's right in the
just
middle.
initiative.
You have to click on your
Middle
character
top.
icon first. Roundabouts, where was that rock there, Connor boy? I'm thinking it was over here-ish. Was it over here?
Right above your hit points, Dad.
Right about here.
There's your rock.
Right, so I was probably over here. Like, hey, look at this rock.
I was
and then-
probably nearby Flint at this point.
Skulker was leaning against a stalagmite. Alright, which are the ones on the ceiling? Tights or mites?
Tight.
Right, so the mite is on the ground.
Yes.
You might trip on a stalagmite. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'll kill all of us right now.
Red science.
Start with me, though.
No.
Bold of you to assume I wouldn't be starting with myself.
How are you gonna kill me?
He is
The
first
problem with
domino.
playing so many different spellcasters in D&D is you always think, oh, I could do this. Wait,
Like,
Wrong
no,
guy.
I can't.
Yeah.
Wrong character.
I mean, yeah, I'm busy thinking like, wait, I can make us all invisible. Oh.
Yep. And
Wow.
here I am thinking, like, how do I collapse a bridge? Oh, stone shape. Wait, no, I don't have stone shape.
Okay, so this thing like lunges out from solid stone, and you see that like the ceiling of the tunnel you guys came from like collapsing in on itself as this thing is like emerging from the ceiling of what was your way home.
God damn it.
Kiri, you are up.
I just
You
want to
spring
say
into action like
that I was advocating for us to leave the whole time. So
I was too. Yeah.
fuck all of you.
let's not resort to that yet.
No, I'm just joking.
I would immediately take a swing at it. I'm just gonna say it.
You're gonna melee it?
No. I'm gonna Hunter's
Yeah,
Mark
get
and shoot.
position.
Okay.
Yikes.
Oof.
So it's poking out from like a hole in the stone, like it's still kind of like emerging, and it's like in the ceiling, so it's like a tough shot to make. You kind of like your arrow like ricochets off like the wall of the cave, like facing you.
Oh, it's in the ceiling. Okay.
It's coming from the ceiling. Darrow,
Yes.
you're up.
Oh, what the fuck?
You should have Ray of Frost at it. So you see that like this thing is like as you're spraying it with this ray of frost, like the frost like this like icy sort of mass starts to accumulate on the outside of this thing's scales, and the mat or like chitinous like shell, and they sort of just like break off as this thing is like sliding through the hole.
That didn't do anything. We should probably try to get out of here. Like now. Like maybe it won't notice us when it emerges and it doesn't see us and hide.
I mean, you already shot a ray of frost at it, so I think that point is a little bit
It
behind.
can't see us yet. Its foot is sticking out.
Flynn, defend yourself.
All right.
Dude, you haven't been breathing all night.
I know.
And now you're just gonna break out the nat 20? Which weapon do you want to do it with?
No weapon I want to do it with, bro.
Are you just breaking out preservation on this
dude.
thing?
It's time, bro.
Alright.
It
So
is
you
exactly-
see Flint, this thing sort of like takes a massive swipe at him as the rest of its mass like collapses through the ceiling, and it's now like firmly on the ground, and it lunges out with one of its massive like foreclaws and takes a strike at Flint. And he's like reflexively, like he's been intentionally not using preservation this whole time, but you can tell it's like a rehearsed motion from the draw. He just fucking like backs out of the way and like takes it out of the holster and just fires a single shot directly into the thing's face. You see one of its eyes just immediately just explodes.
Let's go.
Does it only have 2 eyes, or is this one of those bug things
It
that has
has
like 20?
many eyes. Yeah.
Fuck. My worst nightmare, dude.
But the thing lets out like a primal like it kind of like just a massive like the sound of like preservation like booms throughout the cavern, quickly followed by this thing's wail. Skulker, you're up.
So, okay, meta clarification. The feat I took that gave me the warlock spells for Hex, it
Magic
requires
initiative.
a long rest, but all warlock spells only require a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So
It's
you
gonna-
would get all your spell slots back after you took a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, so wait, hold on. That's based on the spells? I thought that was a warlock class specific thing that you get all your spell slots back on a short rest.
Well, no, warlock spells. Warlock
Oh.
spell slots you get on a short rest.
Okay.
Okay. Connor, agreed?
Yeah, we'll go with that for now, and if I find something that contradicts it, we'll like talk about it later.
We'll
I
evaluate
mean,
it.
I've
Okay.
never multied into warlock or taken magic initiative into warlock before, but
Yeah.
I just know from the warlock class, warlock spell slots you get on a short rest.
Oh, I definitely know that.
Right, but I'm wondering if that's because you're a warlock that you get them back on a short rest. But I guess we can figure that out later.
So, okay, think. I'm definitely hexing this thing.
Okay.
Solid start.
Ignore the damage, but and what do you all think? Strength? Is strength the thing to make it worse at?
Probably.
Charisma. Yeah, strength.
Look at that thing.
Okay.
Or dex if we try to trip it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna move toward the exit as a sign of like, should we maybe try to get somewhere that it can't, that's harder for it, like when it has an open area for combat, you know. Anyway,
Right,
Eldritch Blast.
so I think the cackling came from the open area to our right when we
Yes.
exited. The water is to our left.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you moving towards?
Oh,
Or are you moving straight back?
I was talking about the tunnel we came from.
Dude,
But-
that's where
Emerging
No,
from
that's
the
where
tunnel
that thing is
that's
coming
where it
from.
came from.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Connor did you dilly-dallied,
That's what
and now
that
you
is.
can't go home.
I could not understand what that green drawing was.
That's
Don't
where
mock
it
the
came
man's art skills.
Dude,
I'm stating a fact. I could not understand what it was.
low key, we should probably try to use this rock to fuck this dude up. Just saying.
I move toward the cackling. Maybe we lure him to help us deal with the cackling. If we can, we just have to not be the slowest ones.
I'm
True.
kind of like doubling down on what Flint said, and I'm down to like get people to push this fucking rock towards that cave. Because it is uphill, and maybe we could just shut
Or
it.
I was thinking we lure the thing underneath it and fucking have Scother or someone push the thing on him.
So the Eldritch Blast like ricochets off its shell like deeper into like the tunnel that it came from. Flint,
Secondary
you're up.
tunnel.
So it doesn't hit at all. So no sneak attack. Okay.
Just bounces off.
Oh wait, sneak attack wouldn't hit.
I go, it might be a good idea to try to get this rock to crush this bug, if you know what I'm saying. So, like, I'll move, like, here, and I'll shoot at him again.
Disengage.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bonus action.
Oh, is it?
For
Dis-
rogues.
Oh wait, no,
Is-
disengaging is an action actually.
Oh, never
I'm
mind.
No. You're a gunslinger. Yeah, for
Yeah,
rogues by
Never
level
mind.
2, it's a bonus.
Forgot that was a thing. Because my other character, I don't disengage ever.
Go on, hit me.
All right. So you take like another solid, just like you pull up on the preservation, like you hold it level with the thing's face, and you just take another solid, like, bang, and you take like a chunk out of like the thing's like arm that also like takes a chunk out of the side of its face too. From like the angle you hit it at.
Go back to hell from whence you came.
Until you are
Scatha.
completely-
When my time
You're up.
comes. Oh, him. Yes.
There's this big rock here that would, if you were at like your full level of anger, you might be able to push it. Raging gives you advantage on strength checks.
All right, let's do it.
So you're just
Hold
gonna,
on. Let's get set up here first, Pops.
If you
Where am I
wait,
going?
if you next to me, if you wait, I can give you guidance, which is a +4, and I will aid you.
I'm
Right
just
there?
no. That's
The other way.
yeah.
Hey, Connor,
This
If I
big
give
green
him-
thing is the rock.
if you
If I-
want.
if I give him a crowbar, which literally, like description, gives advantage on strength checks where the leverage can be applied, would that help as well? Or not on top of him raging? Or should I just go over there and help as well?
I think I'd add a +5. If you were there with the crowbar, Darrow is pushing. I give Scatha advantage +5. If you bring
Okay.
all of these resources, like, to do this.
And guidance, which is a D4.
So what am I rolling?
Nothing yet.
All right.
You're just getting in position. We gotta
Alright.
lure the thing over there first.
So,
Okay.
You're
All right.
gonna... So when you get the signal, would you like to just heave with all your might?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's there's a mechanic to just like hold your action, and as long as you declare a trigger, like the second that action happens, regardless of what's going on, you just take it.
Oh
Yep.
shit! Really? That's sick.
Yeah. So you can like wait outside the door and be like, I want to hit someone the second they come through this door, and like you don't
Cool.
have to like roll a higher initiative than them to do it.
Yeah, you use either your action or your bonus action, declare what you're going to do, and then you hold it, and you use your reaction to trigger said held thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope. It's
Mhm.
like the stack in Magic the Gathering.
No idea. You're right. So we see Scatha sort of getting like his pose. You like tell he's strong. He's gonna lift with his legs. Like he knows what's good. Kiri, you're up.
I guess I'm just gonna shoot at it to try to get it off of Flint. So, take another bow shot
Go
at
for it.
it. Yikes. I am terrified of this thing, apparently.
Yeah, your arrow kind of just like lazily just like slides off or like ricochets off its armor. Doesn't really find like an impactful like spot to land. Darrow, you're up.
I will guidance Scatha
Okay.
and get in position to help heave.
Okay. Flint, defend yourself.
Do it, bro.
The creature emerges from the tunnel, and you see now, as it's leaving, that the way home is completely sealed off, and the way back towards the surface is like just a vertical tunnel into the ceiling.
Okay, so glad I used up all my candles.
Flint just was like, you have 5 left.
I'm being
I keep 7
facetious.
left.
Oh.
Yeah, 7.
So Flint just kind of like laughs to himself and like shakes his head and goes, "Show me what you got, you big old bug bitch."
Mm-hmm.
The thing rears back and takes a strike at you, and
And I
like,
get murked, dude.
and like, you haven't been hit like this in a while. It like knocks the wind out you and like brings you almost to like a half kneel. Like the weight of this thing's claw under your shoulder, you take 9 bludgeoning damage from being
Oof.
hit by this. Skulker, it is your turn.
All right. So, yeah, I can definitely reach him. But am I able to make an attack and still have enough time in my turn to hand. Oh wait, no. I'm
If
supposed
you're
to
gonna
be
be
using the
heaving
crowbar.
like with the
Right.
crowbar, trying
That's
to
yeah, that is my action.
yeah.
All right, this technically doesn't give me any strength because of the particular shifter I am, but I'm definitely gonna shift
Okay.
and equip the crowbar and thrust it in like I am ready. It is. Is it now or never?
Yeah, I was gonna say if like you guys are all set, if Scotha wants to give the heave ho, you can like call it out once you're wedged into place. Like, all right, we're good.
Oh,
Nice.
I figured I was gonna give the okay, but I guess that works too.
Well, maybe once Flint moves out of
Yeah.
the way.
Actually,
Yeah.
no. Okay. Flint, give us the cue.
You got it. Give me 1 sec to line this beauty up. All right, it's my turn now, Connor.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna like. I'm gonna move right here.
In front.
In front of the rock?
Yeah, dude. I'm just gonna lean up against. No, okay, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna disengage and I'm gonna go. 5, 10, 20. I'm gonna go there.
Okay. You giving the signal?
On my mark. Let it rip, boys.
All right. Scatha, roll me the strength at advantage, and then we'll also add a +5 to it.
Nice. Okay. Use strength at advantage. So just my. Okay, got it now. I think I
You
got
click
it.
the strength statistic.
Yeah. Am I clicking my 19 or 4 or what?
Just
So
click
the
Where
word
it says
strength.
yeah.
Click the word.
Bang.
Bang!
Okay.
+5.
So with Darrow pushing and Skulker heaving, Scatha almost like launches this thing. Like it doesn't roll down the incline, it like takes off like at a horizontal and just like flies into this giant bog, and there's just the sickening sound of just like crunching, like pulpy, like sort of just like yeah, and
And as that happens, Flint just goes, yeah.
and the boulder lands with a solid thud right in the mouth of the cave.
Well, we completed our task.
Well,
Yeah,
not really.
One of.
Well, it sealed the tunnel back to the tabernacle for us.
Oh yeah, true.
But there
And
was
then
tunnels
we
on the
sealed
way.
the tunnel back to the surface.
There was tunnels
So
on the way
anyone
down
who's proficient in either nature, investigation, or survival, roll
Okay,
me your respective check. If you have multiple, pick whichever you like most.
I'm staring in awe at Scatha and how he threw a boulder.
Yeah, Flint goes over to Scotha and like clasps him on the shoulder and goes, "That was mighty fine shooting, Scotha."
Thank you there, Flint. So what are we rolling now? Sorry.
If you have either survival, nature, or investigation, any of the three would apply to this.
You have survival.
All right. So, Skulker sort of excitedly does like a little like triple back tuck, like in place, as
None of the three things you asked for.
As a werewolf.
So Flint, you're really the only person that this occurs to. You go up to this like thing and you begin examining the corpse. There's like under the plating of like and like the chitin is like this like sticky like maroonish kind of goop that reeks of rotten fruit. It seems to be like under the like between the exoskeleton and the like endoskeleton basically
Gotcha.
of this thing. The plating itself might make pretty decent armor.
Hey. So I go, hey, now that I'm looking at this, Scother, I think you could probably wear some of this. Give you some good protection. Oh no, you're a barb, right? Dude, no one in this party is gonna wear this.
Why not?
I wonder if that means no one else in the world would be interested.
Oh yeah, true. I guess we could probably sell this for a pretty penny unless you guys want to put it to use.
If it's easy enough to pull off of the body, then it might be worthwhile taking a couple sheets.
So like Flint takes out his hunting knife and he like starts trying to like skin the beast, so to speak.
So you start trying to like skin this thing, and it kind of occurs to you that like you'd need something more along the lines of Skulker's crowbar to pry these off than actually like skinning it off. Like,
dude, I think I actually have one too.
Word. I mean, yeah. So you take out your crowbar and you begin like peeling the plates off, and you get like one solid chunk off, and it's about the size, like it's maybe 2.5 feet like length and like 2 or like 1.5 feet in width, and probably about 4 or 5 inches thick. And this thing weighs like 35 to 40 pounds in your hands.
Damn, heavy as hell.
So you could carry this. Theoretically, you would be like towards the limit of like what you could pick up after this. I don't like weight mongering too hard, but because we don't have something like the bag of holding in the party, something this heavy you'd really only be able to carry like one of, and what you already have.
Oh, I have a fucking shield. I have had this equipped. I guess I've had a shield this whole time.
Yeah, I had to. Today I was at work. I was like, why the fuck does he have 18 AC? And I was like, oh wait, chainmail 2-deck shield. Okay, checks out. Or scale mail, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's up to you guys how much or how little of this you'd like to take. You don't. There were some pretty loud noises emitted here, but you don't hear anything other than like the faint rush of the water in the distance and just like silence, occasional drips of water here and there.
You guys think that if we distributed these amongst us, we could probably take about 3 or 4 of them?
Well, that's one thing, but we don't really know how far the exit is.
And if we need to make a run for it, carrying too much of this stuff might slow us down. We could always toss it later. That is a thing that can be done.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
Skulker walks up to take some as well, taking as many as I can carry until I can't.
1.
I am 6 foot, 190 pounds of solid muscle.
Bro, you're not steel. Get over it.
And slightly old.
This, like, I can't stress like how just like dense and heavy this plating is.
It's also not the fact that it's just dense and heavy. It's also
it's oblong. Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly like a sack.
It's not really.
Okay.
Unless you feel like using your rope to make a kind of a.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
Thing.
Or no, we can just drag it behind us.
I mean, dragging is kind of like adding the weight of friction to it, but
right. Also, damage effects
to the ground. Yeah.
We could always just let go of the rope if we get into a sticky situation, and then we unencumber ourselves immediately, as opposed to having to dig through our packs and like taking them out separately one at a time.
Well, it wouldn't fit into your pack. I'm pretty sure it would just be like on top of you.
You could muscle it into your pack if you really wanted to, but like it would be sticking out and you wouldn't be able to fit anything else. You'd have to take care to like not like pinch your water skin or anything like that. Like it would take a couple minutes, definitely.
So how about if we can manage to get, you got 1 off. If we can manage to get 2 more, then we'll take 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And divvy them up amongst the ones who are the strongest.
Or we sell them and then just divide the gold evenly 5 ways.
I'm saying how we move them out. We divvy them up.
Yeah.
Or we use the ropes and have 3 of us carry the stack of them.
What?
we use the ropes to make a sort of net where we just stack these.
Not a bad idea either.
And then whenever we hit any sort of combat, we're all dropping a stack of them. We don't have to each individually fumble around it. It's...
Yeah, but these things are 30 pounds each, so how many do you think we could take, like, realistically?
Between Skulker, Scatha, and Darrow or Flint, I would say 4, maybe 5. 150 pounds? That's... When
It's
split between 3 people...
Closer to
50 pounds.
40.
Okay, so
I'd
3 or
put weight on it.
3 or 4.
Yeah, so 3. So let's stick with 3.
3.
Let's stick with 3. Let's just put them in our backpacks and keep going.
Who's got the 3 highest strength stats, just so I know who's carrying these things?
I have a 14.
Yeah, I have a 19.
I
11.
have an 11.
I have 15 strength.
What?
15?
Let's fucking go! What? You guys are sort of like hefting it back and forth between yourselves, and Kiri kind of just walks up, like lifts her wing arm, or like lifts her arms up to take it from you, and just like very calmly just removes it from your grasp and starts putting it into her bag.
How much damage do I take?
All of
2
it.
psychic damage.
I
I always thought she was more Dexy, jeez.
I am more Dexy. I have an
Her backlog is
18 in
probably
dexterity.
disgusting, dude.
I have an 18 in dexterity.
Jesus.
Alright, well I know where I'm spending my skill points
My
on,
lowest
level 4.
my lowest roll was a 12.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god.
Yeah, she rolled a dank block.
Oh yeah, strength is my worst stat. Damn.
So, Scatha,
Idiot.
Darrow, and Kiri, you kind of smell of this sort of rotten fruit smell from like even if you tried to like wipe it off a little bit, like ultimately like a faint musk at the very least would linger with you. Just so you know.
Probably better than the usual brimstone.
I break out a flask and start whiffing it to get a better smell in my nose.
So now we carry on. The way home is not looking too hot.
Yep,
Is there
so,
any way that I
take
could
everything
use
off.
Natural Explorer to kind of like figure out which way would be up?
Mm-hmm.
towards
Suss
home?
out, do some
Well,
clues.
You know, relative to where you are, like where the abbey should be overhead.
Okay.
So you'd have to do some digging around to kind of just like you'd have to do some exploring to know like this leads up, this leads down, like. And so at this point, you hear what sounds like a faint crack of like thunder in the distance, coming
Great.
away from the water.
Sorry, just practicing.
So to the right.
Yes.
Thunder could mean an opening,
Or
or
in
it could
trouble.
mean more dangerous things.
It's also starting to get towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we just know that because...
You can
Tired
feel it in
necks.
your bodies.
Oh, okay, word.
They also have, the Thunder Cliffs from 13th Warrior, you know what I'm saying?
I was thinking that also.
Oh shit, Sean, you've seen the 13th Warrior, bro?
I watch it every year at Christmas. It's like a family tradition.
Love that fucking movie, dude. My mother is a wonderful woman.
My mother is a virtuous woman.
Oh yeah.
That's the definitive.
At least I
Viking
know who my father is, you
Yeah.
son of a whore.
Yeah, goes in, dude. Antonio Banderas. Great.
movie.
Okay.
Definitive Viking movie, hands down.
Would make a great D&D one-shot.
So, it's up to you guys as to what you want to do. You can keep pressing forward. Or
I don't want to stop exactly where our feet are right now.
Yeah, I
Would
think
be
we should.
somewhere different.
I think we should
But
keep
we
going.
shouldn't travel for long
Okay.
So
to find some way to go.
we all want
Are
to travel
any
looking for a
marks being made, or like, are you traveling along the wall, or are you just taking out like into the open space? Like,
I'm putting my faith in Carrie here with the instincts, with the survival and the tracking. I have no idea where I am.
And I'm probably... I have my hunter's knife out, and I'm, like, carving X's as we go into the stone.
Okay. Kiri, roll me a survival check, please.
Guidance, +4.
Word. Alright. So you find a sort of alcove in the wall that's, like, isolated from every side except the way you walk into it from, and it's also kind of, like, recessed enough into the wall where you're not necessarily exposed by standing inside it.
We could prop the shields up as a door.
There's also mushrooms in here. They're like faintly green, and they have like this like sort of like milky looking like liquid like dropping from them.
I don't think those are good to eat.
Would I know anything about these?
I wouldn't trust them.
Roll nature if you have it. So you can tell by the sort of like the scent of the liquid itself, and like you take like a very light, like you take a smell of it, and then you sort of like, you watch it drip, and after studying it long enough, you smell it again, and then take a tiny drop on your tongue, and it tastes kind of sweet. You can tell like there's no adverse reactions, and then you remember a book you read, or like something one of your Aarakocra like masters told you, and there are some mushrooms like this that actually provide like nourishment and hydration deep in these caves under the surface, and they actually what's it called? They usually have like this faint sort of like milky like hue, like they'll be like a color of like a certain kind. Like these ones happen to be green, but the sort of like semi-opaque mushroom rings a bell, and like you realize that it's like okay to eat.
All right, guess I don't need to make a con save for just eating it blindly. Thank you, Kiri.
You're welcome. Time to eat up.
Yep, everybody gets a mushroom. You get a
And
mushroom.
Connor,
You get a mushroom.
when they start eating the mushrooms, like I just kind of go into my trance to like bang it out as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying?
So the mushroom itself almost tastes like a mixture of like cucumber water and cottage cheese, very faintly cottage cheese. But you can tell that you're being hydrated by it, and like you're gaining like some nourishment from it also.
Anybody else think that this could be foreshadowing for us not getting out of here anytime soon?
All right, who's feeling lucky?
I'm not gonna say good this time.
All right. Who said that?
3
Josh.
people.
Lucas and Josh.
Fine, I'll do it too.
Ah!
Shit. No, it's just one of us.
Last time
It's
I
up
did
to
it,
you
so it's
guys.
someone else.
All right, Pops, you're up, dude. Come on.
What am I
There's
rolling?
just a flat D20, and you call high or low.
Flat D20, and I'm calling high.
Okay.
Let's go, dude.
All right. Not too bad. So, you hear throughout the night, you guys take up like a splintered watch, because Flint can take most of it. So, like, everyone, like, rests for most of the night and then takes, like, a small shift and then finishes out their rest. And so, I'd like to say that, like, everyone, like, gets settled and, like, you finally, like, are sitting in this alcove in the wall, and, like, everyone's kind of starting to doze off. And it's at this moment where the glow from your weapons just starts fading away and it dies out.
Oh shit. Dude.
Oh, good. Okay, it's much easier to sleep without the lights on.
And so the darkness truly sets in.
Well, for everyone who doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, I mean, even so, still, like, we're all surface dwellers here. This is some pretty...
This is a heavy dark, dude.
Yeah,
this is like if you go caving.
This is advanced darkness.
This is like you spend too long in this darkness and you need to roll for insanity.
Yeah. Like, this is the darkness that turned Smeagol into Gollum, bro.
That's great.
I mean, obviously, well, the ring too, but like, you know what I mean.
So you hear some more thunder noises, like throughout the night. They're all coming from the same direction, but they all seem pretty far away, and you only hear, like, the dripping of water through most of the night. You hear a handful of bug noises, like further away into the caves, and like the water stays steady throughout the whole night. And what's it called? You hear one distinct like duo of gnoll laughs in the direction of the thunder.
So wait, is everyone still asleep right now, or are we all awake?
You make it through the night without incident.
Okay. So I guess I'll just say,
But
well,
it is dark.
I guess it's time we press on.
I'll light up a torch because I have those.
Yeah, I got a few of those too.
All right.
We have to.
We don't technically need it, but it helps stave off insanity.
We also have to make peace
Thank
with
you,
the
Darkest
fact
Touch.
that some of us don't really have extra hands to carry torches if we're carrying the.
So
Carpet.
in that case,
I'll
I'm
carry-
carrying it.
Yeah, I'll carry
we-
one in the back, and Skoko carries one in the front.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh, this torch is so heavy.
Oh, turning and give you a stink eye.
Out of camp.
So are we heading towards the Thunder Cliffs?
Yeah, I think that's where we're headed towards.
Okay. If that's where your avian instincts are guiding us, then I will follow you.
Whatever my survival instincts are guiding me through. My natural
Yeah.
explorer. Enter DM.
So, it's more just like you always know where you are in relation to where you came from. Like, it
Mhm.
wouldn't like tell you to pick a certain path among like choice of paths.
Are we
But,
still?
like,
I mean, is there only one path right now in front of us?
You go like you pretty much just go either towards the water or towards the thunder. What's up?
Connor. So this is not. I understand that there are some clerics that have a specific feature that allows you to do this. But is it possible that I can, maybe during my watch or in the morning or something, meditate on the symbol of Duena that I have and try to the word
Glean some
pray
insight.
doesn't resonate with me, but
Inquire.
speak to Duena.
Oak.
Roll
and
me a
try to gather
D100 and
guidance.
call high or low.
A D100.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's, I actually need to type that. That's not a standard. That's
Yeah.
that's /R 1D100
Call it.
low.
Fucking
my
God,
one,
dude, are you
one.
serious?
Alright, well, fuck you too. I dropped the whole sign.
So we can either go towards the water or towards the thunder. Now, Connor, let me ask you a question. These mushrooms, can we see any more, like, past where we stopped? Or they only miss one little alcove?
These mushrooms here are in this alcove, but the more and more you look around, you realize there's actually a pretty diverse, like community of, like, organisms down here. Between, like, vines, like, you hear, like, the skittering of, like, small lizards and such during the night, or, like, bugs. Vines. In some places.
Well, if there's like vines and lizards, then we can't be too far underground, and the surface is not too far away either.
They're not,
Starbound
like,
discourse.
dense, but in your walk here, you would have seen a couple different things from the hole that collapsed.
Now, the only problem is there could be a reservoir, like, deep underground, right? So going towards the water wouldn't necessarily mean that we'd be closer to the entrance or to an exit. but also going towards the thunder seems like we're going towards more enemies.
Well, thunder could mean hostile presence or the presence of a storm on the other side of a cliff or mountain or something.
Right. That's like a risk we're going to have to chance. I say we go towards the thunder.
I do too.
So then we'll do that. You know, what's the worst that can happen? We've got some rations. There's a group of us. We're carrying around bug armor. I mean, let's fucking go.
All right. Is anyone like resisting this, or we're all kind of just like, if that's what you wanna do? Like, is anyone actively like, I'm not going, basically?
No.
I have no better idea, so I'll follow the ideas of others with attempt to be able to blame them if it doesn't work out later.
Okay. So,
roll initiative.
Yeah. You wish. I know for a few of you, this sound is immediately just going to send chills down your spine.
I don't hear anything.
Is it working?
Oh no.
Who has proficiency in Arcana?
Damn
That
it!
would be me.
Darrow, roll me an Arcana check, please.
I am AFK for like 5 seconds. I'm making my breakfast.
Also, if anyone's curious, this is the page I was talking about from Mike's book.
Oh no.
I still don't know what's going on. Hold on, let me put Vexera up a little bit.
Oh, you should. You definitely should.
Oh, we're fucked, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hey!
What are you?
Oh my
proficient in?
god, I have no idea what this is from, but it's not fun.
Oh yeah.
This is
This
ambient
is from-
space noises.
This is from.
I got something.
This is from our
Darrow.
campaign, and it's not good.
Yeah, we're fucked.
You can
Big time.
sense there's like ambient magic suffusing the air, like in this direction that the thunder is coming from.
So it's not like a natural thunder. This is like a magical
Something
thunder.
unnatural is going on here. I'll put in like flavor text if you want me to, like the air tastes like ozone, more or less. But
Jesus.
this you would believe to be an area of just wild magic surges.
Oh fuck, no, we don't want to be here.
It's not a strong. I will say that it's not like an overwhelming presence, but there is definitely like a mist of magic hanging.
Like it's
So
thick.
I will explain to people that there are people in the world, I bet you Flint would know this for being as old as he is, that they use wild magic.
Those wild magic sorcerers are dangerous.
This is an area of wild magic that we're entering. I can feel the weave has been twisted around, and it smells like lightning here.
Being versed in the ways of Arcana, you also know that there are naturally occurring wild magic, like spaces. They're not always indicating the presence of a sorcerer.
But this is the type of magic that the sorcerers can tap into.
Yes, exactly.
So, moving through this area, there is a chance of random things happening that cannot be logically explained.
I think it's about time we turn our asses around and go back the other way.
I might be more, I would rather fight gnolls than deal with random crazy magic.
I agree with you.
The gnolls are, like, the noises you did hear were coming from this direction.
I thought you said they were coming from the other direction.
No, they're coming from the right towards the thunder.
Oh. So maybe this is the only way out? I don't know. But I don't know. This frightens me.
I'm not quite drunk enough for the fun you seem to be describing. And I reach for a flask as if implying, like, so let me drink.
Go for it.
You can start rolling at disadvantage.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Not chugging it, but just implying, like, so I'm gonna drink, and then we're gonna go have fun.
Do you start drinking from your flask?
Yeah.
You notice that as you're, like, taking sips from your flask, like, one moment it's like a sweet wine, like the next sip you take is sort of like a bourbon, and like then there's like a winter ale, and like you're like, it's almost as if like every time you like smell or like take your flask, it's like a different like sensation or thing inside of it.
Whew, it's fun already.
Who wants to roll me the D5? Okay. Kiri, do you have dark vision?
I don't believe I do.
I think she has a
You
torch.
gain dark vision out to a range of 30 feet.
We have torches.
You have torches.
Oh, but she
You
just
notice
needs
Kiri's pupils kind of just begin randomly dilating, and like she can see like further out into the darkness than she could before.
Bruh, are you sure this isn't an acid trip? Like, I'm getting my senses confused. Her pupils are dilating to ridiculous amounts.
If people are changing, there's only a matter of time before something bad happens. These can't be purely positive. There's always a balance.
Oh, yeah.
We might want to back the fuck out of here. Or proceed forward as fast as possible and try to get through it.
I listen to see if we can hear any more gnoll laughter or cackling or anything.
Alright. Everyone who has proficiency in it, roll me perception, please.
Finally. Good enough.
Yeah.
So from further up ahead,
What is the magic doing to
hear-
Lucas?
very distinctly, but like very softly, the sound of like a blade on a whetstone almost, and not too simultaneously. You can tell by like the frequency and like the resonance of the noise, this is like a smaller sharp edge being dragged across stone. Is in the distance though.
It's a baby.
Also
Sounds
see
like a boss.
a faint red light coming from the direction of this noise. It is also the direction that the magic, like wild magic, is originating from.
Darrow,
Fuck.
Me.
do wild magic users tend to be friendly, antagonistic,
Are we dead?
ambivalent?
You know, Darrow, that they're a mixed bag, but they're like
Yeah.
essentially chaotic, but good or evil is a toss-up.
Yeah, they're always chaotic. But
I
the
can get
one
behind
who's
that.
hanging out in the Underdark, Knowles, probably not good.
Is there a chance he's related, or the source of the gnolls even?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Gnolls
Possible.
are demons, tieflings are devils, so it's kind of like a...
Cousins?
Nah, like more like Brazilians speak, like, I don't know, like Brazilians and Portuguese kind of have like similar like origins, but they're two distinctly different races of people. They're both, like, they both come from the lower planes, but they are very much not the same thing. Demons are more of like a horde, almost like a primal, like embodied thirst, whereas devils are more of like a calculated, like legions of devils versus like hordes of demons, if that makes sense.
Okay, you're telling this because wild magic users tend to be tieflings?
No, I thought you guys were asking if Darrow could be related to a gnoll.
No, we were asking
No.
that if a wild magic user could be creating the gnolls.
Yes.
I mean, it's possible based off what he would know from that check, but like, not necessarily. Like, wild magic also just occurs naturally. There could be something here making this the way it is, or it could just be here.
Right. So we have two choices. We drive on forward and face whatever it is that's in there and deal with whatever magic happens, or turn around and promptly nope out.
Seems to me like if we go back the other way we came, we're gonna be stuck down here for a lot longer.
Let's just drive forward and just see what fucking happens.
I agree.
Because standing here in this cloud, bad things are going to happen.
Let's get a move on.
Let's go introduce ourselves.
Oh god, okay.
Connor is
Skulker's-
cackling.
Skulker's still leading.
And
Give him the
Flintstone
brunt
back.
of punishment.
So I'll need you to work with me, like, imagination-wise on this one. Only because I can't find an image without, like, stock photo text.
I've got intelligence 14. I can use some imagination.
You're gonna have to help Darrow along with that.
So, there's sort of like a circular, like, small cavern that's cleared out, and it's distinctly glowing this red light. You hear, like, a soft source of, like, humming as, like, the smell of ozone, like, or, you know, that sort of magic, like, electric smell in the air starts to sort of get thicker. You round a corner, and you see one of these just emblazoned in the floor. So please just, like, imagine it without Shutterstock plastered all over.
There is no cow level, dude.
Just plastered in the floor. It's about 10 or 15 feet wide, and it's very dark on the other side, so you can't see what it is. Standing over that portal is this.
It's
It
like
is
a berserker, dude.
the biggest gnoll you've seen to date. I'm putting it on the grid here now. Is a large creature. The portal would be like this big, like the portal's bigger than the creature is.
Damn, 30 feet long.
Yeah, it's like a gaping hole in the ground. It's crackling with this sort of red, like, odd energy to it, and it looks like it just leads to, like, a well of blackness.
It's gonna be insane, dude.
So I'm gonna draw.
I really wish I had Dispel Magic.
I'm gonna draw the perimeter of the room here.
Oh wait,
Right.
I do. I just didn't fucking prepare it today. God damn it.
It would probably still be a very high roll.
Oh, what?
It would be an incredible.
We slept. Could have changed my spells.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how preparation works.
Ah.
When you wake up after a long rest, you can prepare different spells than the ones you already have.
Oh, okay.
Clerics have access to literally all of the spells that are available to clerics, and you just pick and choose from which ones
you can
want
pick and
prepared.
choose every single day, whereas I can only. Okay.
Same thing with
warlocks.
wizards.
Okay.
Wizards
that-
have
A set amount of spells in their book, and you can choose.
Clerics are to warlocks what sorcerers are to wizards.
And
Okay,
wizards.
so you all are going. This clearing here is gonna be like, this is the side you guys are gonna be coming in from.
Yeah.
On the bottom? Okay.
And it's at this point where a large, like, as you all, like, round this corner, you can place your tokens more properly. I'm just gonna get you all on the board. Skulker, Darrow, Kiri, and... Okay. So you feel Anzu like trembling, like almost like just non-stop. Like he can tell whatever is here is about to what's it called? Like this is not a good place to be. This thing's eyes flare with red light as a sort of like crackling arc lightning closes off the way you guys just came from.
Hey. Well,
I guess we're not running.
nice to know you guys. Fun sesh.
There's one more thing I need to say before I ask you all to roll initiative. You all start to feel a slight tingling sensation in your limbs.
In our limbs? Great.
In your limbs.
Great.
Like a paralysis, or like a magic effect, or
Vaguely
like
paralyzing.
Wait, what?
Vaguely paralyzing. It's a very slight feeling at this moment.
It's like your limbs are starting to fall asleep from sitting weird.
Or almost as if, well,
spells.
Yeah, roll me initiative, please.
Alright.
That's 3
There we go.
initiatives in one day, goddamn.
I mean,
Oh, there's the natural 1. Yeah, baby.
whoo!
Oh, I need to roll twice. 'Cause I don't have a bite.
See, I gave you guys all the good luck. You're welcome.
Yes. Yes, it balances.
Scott is 11, or no, Scott is 12, Kiri is 11,
14.
14.
Let's go!
So, everyone who has proficiency in perception, please roll it for me. Anyone who doesn't can still roll one at disadvantage.
There's no reason not to.
You're nice.
Yes! 2 1s in a row! Let's go!
Damn.
Advantage.
Alright, Iga. Coming in Klizuch.
Oof. It's a horrible freaking number right there.
We know some of us.
It's not
don't
as
feel.
bad as.
Welcome to the party.
So, Kiri, you get one sort of look at something that, like, you almost at first don't even realize is obstructing your view. There's a spider dangling from the ceiling, like suspended from a web in front of you, and, like, it's a very small spider, so you almost wouldn't notice it, but you actually, like, catch it in your eye and you focus on it, and you can tell it's been turned entirely to stone. The spider itself.
Oh.
The itsy bitsy spider.
Flint. You're
Yeah.
up.
I'm up, you say, huh?
Well, I
Okay, well-
definitely, like, before anything happens, I would definitely point out the spider and say, like, I think we have a limited amount of time.
And I don't think that thing is controlling the magic. So even if we kill it, it might not stop.
You notice the sensation, like that tingling sensation I mentioned before, does feel stronger when the thing appears to be focusing its gaze on you.
Okay, maybe.
Oh,
it
so
does
it's
control
Medusa.
it.
Got it, bro.
Alright, it's up to Flint and Skulker, like IRL. Which one of you is going first?
Flint.
Alright, I'll go first. I'm trying to figure out. I can't. This is annoying. Okay, Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go 30 feet this way. So, like, right there. Is that right? I can't even tell.
Is what, right?
You got one
25.
more. You can go one more.
Alrighty.
And we're letting off, baby.
Alright, give me a shot with preservation.
I was trying to get like around. I was trying to get an angle where I'm shooting that's not going through this portal, but it's not gonna happen. So
The portal's on the
apologize
floor.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want the bullet to pass over it, but it's going to. So I apologize in advance if this gets ricocheted and fucking dome pieces
I
someone.
mean, it doesn't have to technically, because you could probably.
Yeah.
So you send a shot wide, and it's sort of like down, like you see like a spark on the back cave wall as
Like,
this like bullet just sails wide of this
have to
thing.
go on a portal.
All right. Skulky baby.
Skulky baby is. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to skip the song. Fuck.
Sensing the.
Oh shit!
Sensing the gravity, I'm shape-shifting again.
Great, because you did a
Serious
long rest.
now.
Yes. Actually, I get that after a short rest, but I get Hex back, so... Okay. Is this... Yeah, I think that angle might work. Okay. Now I'm heading in the other direction. We've got enough ranged people that I think keeping us all spread out is... Like, he seems to be the only threat so far.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I forgot which square it moved. Yeah, okay. Here, I think it is.
Dude, this dude's gonna leap he's gonna move like 60 feet in one.
Yeah, really. And, okay, that was... Let's see. That cost me my bonus action to shift, so I can't hex him this turn. But I am throwing an Eldritch Blast at him to see what happens.
So it sort of like catches him right in the middle of the chest, and like he doesn't even flinch.
Damn it. Oh wait, I got one more square. But that's it for me.
Okay. So I'm going to say this now so it doesn't come as a surprise. This monster has 2 legendary actions per turn.
What does that even mean? Dude?
We are way under leveled for this.
That's the thing. The actions are just move actions. Like, because there's only one of this thing, it needs more than just like.
Okay, it has
So I called it.
ability.
That's basically what I said. I called it.
Yeah.
I promise it's not like a Strahd level thing with like legendary actions. It's like a
Wait, what, can you tell me what a legendary action is, though?
at the end of another creature's turn, it gets to take a pre-assigned action.
Oh, alright, that's pretty dope.
This thing's actions are just move and claw.
Yeah. So if you attack it at the end of your turn, it can attack you, even if it's not its turn.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So at the end of Skulker's turn, it's going to take, and forgive me, I said 2, it's actually just 1. I misread, I'm sorry. Takes 1 legendary action to move towards Skulker.
Yes.
30 feet. And it's going to use its action to attack him on his turn.
Let's go, baby!
So, Skulker, defend yourself.
Defend, awesome.
What a hero.
Let's go,
Nice.
dude. Let's
Hey,
go, bro.
so this thing is like a big lumbering brute, and it sort of like hauls its way up to you, and everyone, you see now that it's like sort of focused on Josh, or focused on Skulker, that tingling sensation in your limbs sort of fades away. So, Skulker, you do this with your rapier, I take it?
Yes, my rapier is drawn, even though I was casting it.
Okay. So, you, like, step out of the way and come with, like, a slick, like, stab, like, right to the thing's shoulder. Black blood starts splurting out all over the place, and it's at this point that the glow in its eyes, like, intensifies. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright.
And staring, like, directly at you.
Okay.
Okay. So you feel that tingling sensation sort of well up inside you, but you steel your resolve, and you're sort of like, no, like, I can do this, like, I am here.
Dude,
I'm
I'm not drunk enough for this.
channeling steel, bro. Let's go.
And, okay, does that end its turn?
Yes.
Alright, I move 10 feet away without provoking an opportunity attack as my reaction.
Okay.
So, there.
Cool. Kiri, you're up.
Let him fly, baby girl. Let him fly.
I'm gonna obviously hunter mark this
Actually,
thing.
over here.
Thank you for the defense roll, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna hunter's mark this, and I'm just gonna start aiming for its eyes.
Okay. A called shot is disadvantage.
Okay.
Just so you know. The arrow does sail like past its head. You were like sort of on the money with like the Y coordinate, but the X coordinate was off.
Okay.
Scott, you're up.
All right. So what do you think? I have no idea.
Well, you do one thing.
Yeah, but I also can throw a javelin.
Well, I say you throw a javelin and move up to him.
Yeah. What's your movement speed?
I think it's 30, isn't it, Dragon?
Yeah, it's 30, yeah.
So I would move 30 feet and then do a ranged attack because you can't get to him with melee this turn.
So, question for Connor. Would he have his melee equipped after doing the ranged attack?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, he keeps
He doesn't
his
use
ass,
his
like-
shield, so...
Okay.
He's pretty
so
good
yeah,
with it.
fair. All right, javelin away.
So the javelin sort of sails wide. You're doing it like mid-stride. You don't really get to take your stance.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Darrow, you're up.
Question. Can I use my blood magic to... do I need to call it before, or I use the spell, or can I call it after the spell hits?
What are you calling?
The blood magic feature that we helped incorporate?
Yeah, could you put it in chat? So what exactly would you be calling here?
I am going to cast Ray of Sickness 7-3. Well, I rolled it at disadvantage, but the first one's a 3, so that's just no.
Well, so since you haven't rolled damage yet,
That was a spell to hit.
If you don't hold
Imagine as you're damaging with a spell, the energy would be like siphoned out, rather than like. That's how I think it is.
Okay. So I'm just gonna take my third natural one in a row here and sit.
Alright. Flint, you're up.
Bang, bang. Oh shit, I have second wind. I totally forgot about that.
It's a boss feature.
Yeah, we'll let that one go. I have action surge too, so I'm gonna use that if I can hit ever.
Yeah, go for it.
No, not now. I said when I hit, I'll use it again.
Okay. Skulker, you're up. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Darrow, roll me a D100, please.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, the fucking portal, dude. Alright, here we go. Good ball, baby. Good ball, baby. Come on. Come on. I only glanced at
Do
the
I turn into a frog?
You summon 3 swarms of rats that are loyal to you.
Oh, let's go,
I'll
baby.
put them on the
We
board
out
right
here.
there. They'll just be squares. They'll act on your initiative.
Fucking out here, dude.
Okay.
Damn, I'm
Super
glad you did not roll a 13. Alright.
I know one of them is like you turn into an animal or something.
I mean,
I'm
yo,
using a wild magic table someone made for a Ravenloft encounter, so it should be a little more edgy. It won't be standard magic.
all right. My turn for you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to move in and hit with rapier.
Okay.
and cast Moving Blade. Well, that only takes effect if I hit.
Oh,
Do I hit?
You hit me.
Yes, you hit.
Alright. He's gonna take 1 glorious extra damage when he moves.
Okay. So where are you
And
trying to
I'm-
sink this blade right now? Like, where does this land in him? Like, you
Um,
going torso, like a leg shot, arm shot?
I think I would be aiming for the area that I hit previously. Like, trying to capitalize on an open wound.
Okay. So, like,
Sweep the
upper...
leg.
upper torso, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you just have, like, a spray of black blood just erupt across your face, and you can feel, like, the heat of this thing's blood, like, in your nostrils as you breathe in.
Okay, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
To force him to move if he wants to hit something. For that glorious 1 extra damage.
So this thing sort of like shrugs off like the blow, and you see like it growls a little bit. Skulker and Scatha, I need you both to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh god.
Alright.
Alright. Rest in pepperoni, dude.
Held my breath. Should have constantly.
Okay.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
So Scatha, you feel that tingling sensation as this thing is fixated on you, sort of like rising up, but you manage to like quell it within yourself. Skulker, you feel it start to take hold, and you can feel like your like feet and like your fingers like starting to become like kind of heavy.
Okay.
Now, Noel's turn. You're gonna approach, and Skulker, you've hit it twice now. It's kind of pissed at you. Defend yourself.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby.
Not bad. It's close. You sort of like a mix of like raising your rapier to catch its axe and also like stepping out of the way. Like your sword arm gets like, you feel the strength of this thing as it comes down and just like basically like ragdolls your arm out of the way as it catches your blade. Like you don't dislocate or anything, but like you can feel the force behind this blow that's delivered.
But I still prevent it from landing any sort of a real hit, which
Yes.
has got to piss it off even more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kiri, you're up.
I would like at this point yell out, distract his gaze, not bring it towards us. And then like take another shot at its eyes.
Go for it.
Maybe you should move toward Flynn.
I can move afterwards.
Yeah, just. Ooh.
Okay. So, Kiri calls out, like, distract its gaze, and, like, lets loose a shot, and as this arrow, like, sails through the air, it lands itself solidly right in the right eye of the gnoll, and it howls out with pain. You see the glow in its other eye is still glowing, but it has now actually been blinded in one of its eyes. We'll rule this as, like, the gaze is still in effect, but the DC is lower. Because it is not blinded in both of its eyes.
And if I
Can I
may,
hide? I'm sorry.
I have a flight speed of 50, so I don't know if you allow me to use my wings to like fly in this direction, basically.
Yeah. No, the ceiling is about like 15 feet high in here, so you can get off the ground.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of its gaze, if I may.
Can I
Go in
hide
that
in its
yonder.
on its blind side?
You can intentionally stand on its one side.
Okay, I know. I meant like literally take the hide action.
No. Alright, Scatha, you're up.
We out here. Well, Scatha is going to, do what he does.
Hell yeah.
Damn
Hit the
right.
swing.
Join the Rager.
Just going into the rage with the full battle axe.
So the thing, like, as you like raise your weapon to like strike it, it sort of like meets the haft of its axe like with your like the blade of yours, and there's like a shower of sparks as this thing kind of just like meets your blow and like shakes you back, basically. Like shakes
Okay.
you.
Alright, yeah.
Darrow, you're up. You have 3 swarms of rats kind of
Yes.
chittering about in front of you, and like sort of looking at you and kind of just like scurrying about amongst themselves.
He's the rat
Okay, let's give this a shot. Go
No,
attack
he's,
that guy.
Who is he? The Pied Piper?
Yes.
Yes.
I issue a command for them to go, 30, 30, 30. I looked up Swarm of Rats. They can occupy another creature's space.
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna say, you hear Darrow sort of like, Skulker and Flint, like you hear Darrow sort of calling something out, but you're like, who the fuck is he? Like he's not talking loudly enough to talk to any of us. And from under your feet, just like a tide of rats just starts like swarming under you and like climbing up this like monster like its hide, and just like you can see they begin like gnawing at it, and like some of their bites aren't really like too dangerous, but every like couple of rats that takes a bite, there's one that actually manages to pierce flesh.
And
Unfazed.
to
Intrigued.
I think I don't want to chance getting rid of the rats just yet. So what's the range on dagger? 2060.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll move 1 square closer because I only used some of my movement. Yeah, I'll toss a dagger at him. Come on. Nope.
Sort of sails wide.
All right, getting rid of those garbage rolls now.
You take a rat clean off of the thing's shoulder.
I'm sorry. Oh, that didn't mean that.
Flint, you're up.
What about the portal?
What about the portal?
I thought we were doing the wild magic roll at the end of every turn, but alright.
No. I cast a spell.
Wild magic occurs when like magic is used. Like it's like
Oh,
lighting a lighter
a
and
dagger instead of
Yes.
casting a spell.
I gotcha! Alright.
My character doesn't know that, sadly, so...
Yeah. Well, cantrips don't affect it.
Oh, we out here, bro. Hold on a
Because
second.
you used Eldritch Blast and you didn't need to roll. I used a leveled spell and I had to roll.
Okay, well, I also use moving, but also cantrip.
Also a cantrip.
Let's go, dude!
Good fucking job.
All right. So you hear like preservation like cracking as like Flint like lets off like one well-placed shot into another well-placed shot. You see like the thing's forearm erupt in a spray of black blood, and you also see gets like caught in the back with one of the rounds too. This thing though like is driven by such a bloodlust that what's it called? It like doesn't even seem phased. Like you can tell from being a living thing that these things should be hurting it, but it's not showing any signs of like slowing down. Even the arrow in its eye just let out a massive like roar, and just like I can't do a better deep roar. I'm sorry, but so it's at this point that it's going to legendary action and claw attack. Skulker.
Yeah.
You're still. I was gonna say you're still the only one in arm's reach who's like.
Has its full attention and ire.
Yeah.
Alright, baby, come on, baby, come on. The breathing!
You might be able to touch this!
So you are gonna, like, the last one was a close call, this one is even closer. You do actually take, like, in your attempt to parry this blow, you do actually take, like, 4 bludgeoning damage just from, like, actually, like, absorbing the force and, like, taking this recoil through your arm.
Alright, that was exactly my 10 hit points. I'm more than okay with that.
Okay. Now it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to move around him if I can. Having heard Kiri say, like, its gaze, like, okay, fair. Might as well get it to keep its back turned towards
What about the gaze?
And I'm trying to think, is this the time to hex it? Yeah, I'm gonna hex it as well. I want to give it. Yeah, disadvantage on strength. Okay, here we go. Attack. Ha!
Let's go, dude.
Alright. So you catch the thing, like, it like, comes down heavy for a blow, and you're sort of able to take advantage of that, like, moment where it needs to redirect all of its momentum, and you stab it, like, right in the calf. And, like, another, like, spray of blood erupts, and it's, like, you hear, like, another, like, the last one was like a roar, this one is almost like a groan, sort of start to leave this thing.
Okay. Alright.
It is now the gnoll's turn. And as he has rats swarming about him, he lets out like another roar, like after this groan, and like starts like breathing like and like insert flavor text for enrage mechanic here, basically.
Great.
So, reckless is we can attack at advantage, okay.
Yeah, enrage is more just like it's pissed off, so if it hits, it's hitting harder. Skulker.
Hi!
Buddy. Defend yourself.
Okay.
Oh,
they're getting closer.
It's gotten to the point where, like, the first one you were able to dodge. The second one was close. You took a little bit. This one actually manages to catch you right in the arm. You're still nimble enough where, like, you managed to evade most of the force behind this blow, but you're gonna take 7 slashing damage just from being hit by this thing.
Okay. Does it end its turn? Adjacent?
That is its turn.
Shaba. Alright.
No, I think it's Kiri next.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Where is this thing looking right now?
Oh, that reminds me. Skulker.
Oh,
Constitution saving throw also, please.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Dude, you didn't do it correctly, bro.
no.
You gotta do a bunch of small ones, not the
So
big
as
ones.
this blow sort of like you like lose your focus, like it kind of jars you out of like your mental battle against the sensation you've been feeling, and you feel like the cut sort of like close over it with like a weird like cold solid feel as like this like stony sort of almost like scaly but mostly just like stone starts like creeping its way up your arm and your legs. Also, you can feel your limbs getting heavy. It is starting to take root.
Do I still have 40 movement speed?
No. Your movement speed is halved.
Alright.
We are
Kiri.
not high enough level for this.
Where is it looking?
At Skulker still.
Skulker. Always at Skulker.
Okay. So even after he moved, yeah.
Yeah, he's not, he's looking towards, like, this, like, corner of the room here.
Okay. We gotta do some measurements here.
Kiri, think. What would Jedron do?
That's
Die.
terrible.
Fireball the portal.
That sounds like the worst idea ever.
Yeah, great idea. None of us are high enough level to have fucking fireball yet.
And
Yeah,
even
that's
if
what,
someone
fifth level, I
did, we
think?
would all die. Fireball damage would eviscerate our entire team.
Okay. So I would fly over yonder
That's seriously.
and take another shot at his eye, at the other eye.
Go for it. Ooh!
That's the wrong one.
Dirty one.
Wait, but because she called it, isn't it disadvantage?
Yeah, but it's the first roll. Oh wait, hold on.
She said I, so it'd be a 21, not the
Right,
20.
but I mean, it's still gonna hit. It's just not gonna crit.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still a solid shot for
Wait,
a
I thought you
shot?
said you already hit both of its eyes.
No, I
No,
hit
she
one.
only hit
One
the
of
right
his eyes has an arrow in it.
Oh.
The other one is turning me to stone.
So you get close. You sink the arrow into like the side of this thing's face, and it now has like 2 arrows sticking out of its face, and it lets loose like another like roar, like kind of like shaking the cave almost with its roar. Scatha, you're up.
Okie dokie.
So you manage to like, it's like clearly been like more or less like distracted. It's becoming like enraged now. Like it's not as like privy to like its defense as it was before it had 2 arrows sticking out of its face. You managed to sink your battle axe right into its arm, and like a solid like spray of black blood like erupts out.
Nice.
This thing is, you can tell by the breathing now, this thing is like starting to breathe more heavy. Also,
Yeah.
Scatha, I need you now to make me a Constitution saving throw because you have its attention.
Okie dokie. Constitution saving throw.
Alright, so you can feel the sensation trying to well up, but you're still able to just like keep it quenched.
Gotcha.
Darrow, you're up.
Okay, I have, I think, 3 questions.
Those are-
The area, this area, near the portal thing, does it appear to be normal or dangerous or have bad juju in it?
The only real
Anything that
notable
tells me
feature
no?
is the portal itself. Up until the border of the portal, like that crackling red energy is just like normal stone.
Okay. Second question. If I move here, can I make a melee spell attack at advantage because flanking?
Yes.
Okay. What was the third question?
Rats?
Right, well, yeah, I want the rats to attack first.
Okay. Yeah. So roll me. We'll just do the flat d20, call it high or low.
Alright, I've been rolling low, so let's go low. There we
Yes.
go.
Okay. Okay. So you see now, there is a rat that's starting to like, that has now like worked its way up the side of this thing's face and is now starting to nip at its eye. It hasn't eaten the eye or anything, but the rats are now like starting to move up from like the torso to like the head, where it appears to be the most
Okay.
vulnerable.
I have a plan, and it's incredibly risky, but I think it's now or never. I don't like the way this is going. So I'm going to move over here. In the process, I'm dropping my chitness plate, and I think my shield... No, I'm going to hold on to the shield in case this doesn't work. And I'm going to cast... Okay, advantage, spell attack, inflict wounds.
Okay. So you
Does
just get
21
right,
hit it?
right in the square of the back.
Yeah, I'm just taking my hand and just planting it right in the middle of its back.
Alright, so the
Sweep
thing,
the
like,
legs.
you see, like, the flesh around your hand, like, necrotize, and, like, the
And
skin, it's...
As I see it start taking effect, I'm gonna pull the dagger out from inside my cloak and sink it right through the middle of my hand into its back and use my blood
Ooh.
magic.
Dude, you're fucking disgusting, dude.
Roll me the 2d4. Wow, okay.
But I add another 2 plus 1, so another 3 necrotic from the bloodletting focus, which is this boy. So I'm pumping all my shit into this.
Okay. So you actually like stab this dagger into your hand as it's on the back of this beast, and like what follows is sort of like you witness like the hair on its back like sort of wither into dust as like the flesh sort of like necrotizes and just like slops off, almost in like a pizza shaped and sized like radius from where you cast this spell, just like collapses and slides off of its back and brings some flesh with it also. There's now a gigantic exposed wound on this thing's back.
Okay.
The place to hit?
Yeah.
And before Flint goes, is going to legendary action turn around and swipe at you with its hand.
I'm going to attempt to try to bring my shield up. I know I had to drop it to stab and cast, so I'm going to try to quick pick it up if I can catch it. So that's going to affect the defense roll.
I was going to say, if you want to just try and get out of the way, that might be...
Like, just make a dex save?
Shield.
Or just defense roll? So defense roll would literally be hiding behind.
Defense roll would incorporate your shield.
So
it's up to you. If you go for the defense roll, I'll give you disadvantage, but if you're rolling out of the way, like just like diving, I'll let you roll dex save. So you have disadvantage with a +8 or whatever your dex save stats is.
Right, which is just a +2. Let's go with the disadvantage for the +8 and see what fucking happens.
Okay.
So, okay.
That's consistency. That's what you bring to the franchise. So you're gonna definitely catch a blow, but you're gonna absorb it with your shield. So just the sheer recoil of this blow is going to do 4 bludgeoning damage to you, but you are like bodily, like you're sound in a bodily sense.
Right.
Or anything like that.
Yep. Took me a bit to react having my hand with a knife in it.
A little slow on the draw.
Yeah.
Speaking of the draw, Flynn.
Okay, Connor, question. If I'm here, would I get advantage on a ranged attack for flank or no?
No. Does it work like that with range attacks? Anyone have any experience with this?
Could you repeat the question? I wasn't listening.
Because you two are in range of it, does Flint have advantage on range attacks?
No, advantage flanking is only melee.
Oh, okay. Alright, dude, well.
Yep, this is true.
Darrow, also, before I forget, roll me Constitution saving throw, please.
Because it's looking at me.
Skulker, you feel like as it turns around to strike Darrow, you feel the creep of the stone up your limbs start to...
Oh, no.
That's okay, it's half movement speed.
Darrow, you feel
Buddy.
your arms get heavy as flavor text half movement speed creeps up your limbs.
He's weak, arm spaghetti.
Yeah,
Arm spaghetti?
pretty much.
Wait, Connor, is the wound on this thing's back big enough for that if I aimed for it, I would...
The size of a pizza.
So I can just roll normally?
It's a
or
12-inch pie.
would I still have to roll at disadvantage if I want to aim for it?
Probably normally, because like the eye is like a couple inches wide, whereas like this thing is just like shooting in the back.
Alright, dude. I'm blasting away, bro. Bang, bang.
That's how you breathe.
All right, and you see this. You hear a crack from Preservation and Darrow. The things that like under its rib cage on its right side, there's like an eruption of blood as you feel like a breeze like go past your face, and you hear like the whiz of a bullet fly past you as the bullet just like travels clean through the inside of this thing. It like roars and sort of drops to one sort of like lowers its pose, like it's definitely hurting, and it's breathing heavy as it's leaking blood from like all the different wounds it's acquired now, and the rats are starting to take hold also.
And Flint just goes, Skulker, finish it!
Yeah, let's put Skulker in harm's way again.
Pussy.
Okay, so Connor, is there an area that I could walk up to, and like, would this or this be an area I could melee that spot from?
You could stand next to Scaffa and melee it, because it's facing Darrow at the moment, so its back would be towards the direction you're in now.
Yep. So you could stand right there.
Oh, duh. Solid. Alright, then yeah.
Not for much longer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's rapier. Let's breathe more next time. Womp womp. So,
Well, advantage.
Oh yeah, you are flanking. You do get advantage. Right?
That's what I'm talking about, baby. It's not enough.
So, you sink your rapier deep into the thing's back, and its pose lowers even more, and flavor text for it loses its legendary actions at this moment. You can tell there's a palpable decrease. This thing is now being stabbed directly in the insides. It is losing steam. It is losing steam fast.
And I funnel the rest of my power into that strike, and bonus action disengage, move away.
Okay.
I look as manly as possible before dashing away. Yeah, me.
You're like Captain Jack Sparrow, dude.
This thing is going to attack you recklessly. So
it's still... defense roll disadvantage.
Yes.
All right, here we go, baby.
With no regard for its own safety. Just full on throwing itself at Darrow. Oof.
Oof is right, dude.
So the weight of this thing is just too much for you to really defend against. Like, you're fairly strong for a person, but this thing is just something else, and it kind of just like collapses on you as what's it called? Like, it like sort of like knocks you down, and I need you to make another Constitution save.
Please not another one. Please not another one.
Oh, do I need to make a con save?
Oh, I
Consistency!
It's not a one, at least.
You take 6 bludgeoning damage from being knocked to the ground in such a violent manner, and the stone continues creeping and is now, like, starting to encapsulate your torso. You begin feeling cold.
Okay.
Kiri.
Need to end this now. Kiri.
Well, I'm gonna continue what I've been doing.
Keep poking away.
So you have advantage on attack rolls to this thing because it went recklessly at Darrow.
Say again?
You have advantage on attacks.
Okay.
Let's go. Big money, big money, big money.
So I'm gonna
Please,
dash
I don't want to die.
Dash over to this way.
No, then you don't have advantage. Or
Why?
does she? Because
No, he attacked recklessly. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. It's not the flanking as well. Okay.
Right.
But you are in his eye line.
I know.
She's trying to lure. Oh my god, that's a wrap. That's a wrap, boys.
So Darrow, I'll describe to you what you see. Basically, you see like you feel the stone starting to like creep like onto your torso and starts to like sort of go up the side of your neck and your face as you see like a blur of white motion like fly above this thing's head. Kiri, where do you shoot it to kill it? Like, what do you do when do you like say anything? Do you like call anything out? Or are you just like a purpose in motion?
I'm just a purpose in motion. I don't say anything. I just aim for that other eye.
You need to finish this.
And you just sink it right through the other eye?
Yep.
So the only thing that's left of this arrow outside of this thing's eye socket is just the flights. This thing is buried brain deep in this knoll as it sort of just like continues to fall and like inches from Darrow's face just like falls on the ground and is just like dead, like not even breathing. The glow in its eyes sort of loses like intensity, and the stone feeling sort of starts like recede from your limbs until eventually it's just gone.
Yo, we're nice, dude.
Yo.
Thank you, Kiri.
The boss.
That was getting
preventing
scary.
us from all turning to stone instantly.
Yeah, I got pretty fucking close there. I start kind of like rubbing the sides of my neck.
I would like Kiri would like it would have after sinking that arrow, she would have immediately like ran over to like the closest person, which would have been Dara at this point, and just like checked on them. She would have realized that like.
Yep. I am bandaging my hand up, and in the process of pulling out that healing potion that we got.
Skulker is looking at the perimeter, looking like, is there a way out since the way in closed?
So it's a couple minutes. Hold on one sec.
I guess I'm slowly prowling the perimeter at 20 walking speed.
So it's at this point where you guys like take a couple minutes, cover yourselves, regain the sensation in your limbs. The arc lightning blocking the way you came from does not obstruct or like does not like recede in these like couple minutes following this thing's death. Darrow. Make me an investigation check. This is specific to Darrow, so anyone who...
Can I take the knoll tongue?
It is specific to me indeed.
So you're sort of looking at this thing,
Throwing it in the portal, let's go.
The tongue,
and
get
you
the
kind
tongue.
of realize that, like, you might be able to sort of, like... What's the word I'm looking for? In the same way you can kind of, like, jump a car, you could probably, like, jump this thing's severed head with blood magic. Like, just send, like, a surge of, like, energy, like, through it, using the blood that's still contained inside the severed head.
Dirty, do it.
Okay. First, I'm going to heal myself, because blood magic usually takes life essence out of me and use it for things.
Mm-hmm.
So first I'm going to heal myself. And I regain 10.
Nice.
There we go.
Clean.
Get rid of that potion of healing. I will drop the shield and grab this thing on the... Well, okay. I don't want to cover its mouth because it needs its mouth to talk. I want to muzzle the fucking thing. But I guess I shouldn't do that. I'll grab the sides of its head from behind, and will focus on, I guess, the blood and kind of will it to start moving again and create that that oxygen, that good oxygen flow back to the brain.
Okay.
And I guess pop a blood vessel or something of my own to release the power.
Okay. So you guys see, like, do you lop the head off yourself? Like, do you ask for some help, or like?
I was gonna try to just use it while it's on the body, but if I need to lop it off first, then
No, you sort of like, you tilt its head and kind of just like experiment with it, and like you send a surge of energy through this dead gnoll, and you see like a glow sort of like hum from its scalp as like the arc lightning kind of like decreases, and sort of like you keep channeling this magic and it sort of fades away. The portal remains.
So I
anyone
guess
have-
I turned something off.
Does anyone here have history? Let's see. There's also
I gave you the list.
Investigation.
I got investigation.
It would really just be history or investigation.
Sleight of hand? Anyone? Anyone?
You sleight of hand your knowledge about the portal from God himself.
Yes, please.
What a hero.
Almost. Almost.
So,
I mean, there's also Arcana. But I already rolled an investigation, so
I'm gonna
stick with
say,
that.
sticking with this portal, you notice there's like, you sort of like get a little closer to this thing and like nothing bad happens to you. And the closer and closer you get and you start to actually look down into the portal, you can see that it sort of like emerges onto like a dull, lifeless, almost like wasteland, more or less, like a dingy, gray, sooty, like smoggy wasteland.
Anybody want to go skydiving?
Nope, don't do that. Scatha, real quick, I'm gonna grab this thing's snout, pull its head out, and say, could you give me a nice clean cut right there at like the third vertebra?
All right.
Vertebra.
Not a problem. Like
Yeah.
lambs to the slaughter.
Scatha's dealt much more precise blows with much less time to wind up, so you sort of just give him the old 1, 2, 3, and he just lops it clean off for you.
All right, I'll take some rope and do a head thing, and belt the head.
You got a lasso
say-
with a head.
Yeah. Make like kind of like a rope basket. Say, let's toss this guy into the hole and see what happens first. Because I don't think we should go through there, and I'm thinking maybe sending this guy back through might close it.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Give it a shot.
So you're sending the body through or the head through?
Yeah,
The
the
head.
body.
Oh.
No, the head I want. The head turned off the lightning.
Also the tongue.
Yeah, that too.
Connor, I see you trying to implement God of War 2 in 1.
The feel when I only played 3. Alright, so you send like a couple of you like sort of just like help like heaving the body over towards the hole, and you drop the body like through the hole and it sort of falls maybe like 20 or 30 feet with a dull thud and like a puff of gray dust. Like you see it just resting there and the hole remains open.
I got some bad news for you, Darrow. I think you got to throw that head on through if you want to close up that hole.
Oh.
I mean, you got rope on it, right? If it doesn't close it up, you can just pull it on back.
That's true. I want the tongue first, though. I'll pull out
By
the
all
tongue,
means.
give it a cut, and then I'll hold my hand out over the hole and kind of do the let go of rope and then grab rope again once it's passed through the hole.
The head passing through does not close it up.
Or,
Oh no, do we have to give the tongue as well?
I'll pull the head back up, put the tongue back into the mouth,
Shove the tongue
and
back in
lower
his
the head
mouth.
back down.
So wait, did you pull the head back up?
Yeah, I pull the head back up,
Connor,
tongue
is-
back in the mouth, and then I
No.
lower the head back down.
wait, okay. I was going to ask Connor, is there anything different about the head when he pulls it back up through the hole?
No.
Is there anything different when he puts it back in the hole?
Yo, do we still have the rats, bro?
The rats sort of faded away.
Fuck. Are there
Did
any
we-
small creatures, like, on the ground?
There's a lizard in the corner of the cavern.
Can
Do
I
we
go
still
pick up the
feel-
Can I
lizard?
talk to it?
Can I go pick up the lizard and tie a rope around it and throw him in the hole to see if that hole is causes destruction to living things.
Sure, go for it.
Are Daro and I still feeling stoned?
No.
No, we
It's faded
got. Yeah.
Awesome.
As soon as the gnoll died.
I like
All
your
right, so I
wording that.
lower the lizard into the hole, and then I pull it back up.
You see it just like wriggling, like struggling against the rope
Well,
that you have it tied to.
that seals the deal for me. I think if we want to proceed, we should probably just go in there.
But that. Okay. Can I roll another Arcana or know from before, or just kind of know from having
roll me an
Arcana that this is
Arcana.
a fucking interdimensional portal?
Yeah, roll me Arcana.
Arcana.
I mean, it's easy to see that this is a portal to somewhere
Okay.
else, but from what you've learned in your studies, you think that this is a portal to the abyss.
Well,
This
fuck all
Um,
that.
This is not a portal to somewhere we want to go. This goes to the abyssal plane. You don't want to go there.
Home of Gnols.
Well, why the fuck didn't you say something earlier? God
Get the
damn.
hell out of here.
Well,
So
He
it's
would-
at this moment that you all hear just
Merkalar.
just.
Am I
slow
still
clap.
holding the gnoll head with its tongue loosely in its mouth on a rope in the hole?
Yep.
Dude, fucking flail that thing at whoever's walking in.
I'm pulling the head back out and just holding it like a defensive mechanism at whoever's laughing.
Like it's a toad.
So
Yeah.
Excuse me.
you all see this person enter the room.
Dude, it kind of looks like Darrow a little bit.
He's slow
It's-
clapping, and he just is like chuckling softly to himself, and just, brother, it seems you have learned a few things.
I knew it, dude.
I slowly lower the head and the tongue flops out, and I'm looking at the person.
So you've never seen this person before in your life.
Yeah.
You can recognize, though, that he looks exactly like you. You have the same horns. You have the same, skin tone. You have the same black eyes.
it's very fabulous, though.
Yeah, he has slightly better fashion sense.
Just tell me, what have you been studying all this time? I've been dying to meet you.
Were you?
Me? I'm your big brother. You and your parents, they never told you?
I was an only child.
And he sort of walks over to the portal, and he isn't really paying anyone else much mind as he just strolls up. This is well, I guess this is the first time you're seeing a portal to the abyss.
I've heard of them, but I've not seen one before.
He sort of takes a small, faintly, orange rock from his pocket. It's almost like chalk. And you see he starts rubbing it on the edges of the portal, and the magic starts dying out. He said, us devils, we've been fighting these demons for a long time. Longer than you could imagine. And he's kind of just, talking the room as a whole. And he just, starts saying, so I take it as he's, scrubbing out the perimeter of this hole, and the light sort of leaves the room. Is there anyone who... I think Skatha is the only person at this point who doesn't have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay. So the room fades into darkness, and all you can really hear is this guy's voice.
What's that you just used? That seems really useful.
This? Ignorant chalk? We've been using it to wipe out fucking portals to the abyss for as long as I can remember. I'll type it. Ignorant chalk.
Oh, I added a T.
Grows all over the nine hells. You can just find it sitting in caves. It's almost as if the abyss and the hells just cancel each other out. Anyway, and he goes back to scrubbing, and he's like, they never told you about your dad, did they? Well, our dad.
I am fathers are a confusing subject. I thought I had one, then he died, and then Mom told me I had a different one who was like a devil. So I guess we have the same dad.
Wonder what gave you that idea. And he sort of just like, with the same casual nature that he like entered the room in, he kind of just says, he looks back at you like one last time and says like, well, I'm sure you and I will be seeing more of each other. Killing gnolls has kind of been a family tradition. I came all the way here just to see that you'd grown up. And look, you've come along very nicely and taken up the family business.
I guess that's in the blood, you might say.
And he kind of like points at you, and you see like he does a little thing where he almost like clutches at his wrist, and there's like a bloody like orb that sort of like emerges as he like pulls his hand away, and he kind of just like lazily just like paints it on the floor and like stands in the middle, and he just says like, I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again very soon. I'm Stannis, by the way. And he just like, as the by the way is leaving his lips, it's just like, by the way, and like he is gone.
Well, who's dad? Oh,
Bro, you're like Yusuke Urameshi, dude.
what? I don't know that joke.
Old
More of
classic
an
YouTube video.
What? No, it's an anime, dude. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the parody. Go on.
It was more. It wasn't a joke as much as motivation.
There's two kinds of people. There's the YouTube people, and there's the actual source criteria.
So, the blood, as it's like, as he disappears, it sort of glows with like an orange kind of like vibration almost, and it just kind of like disperses as he does.
I'll guess I'll go over and try to see whatever is left. It's just all gone, right?
It's just like you can smell the scent of blood faintly in the air, but as far as traces on the stone, there's none.
I'll look at my own wrists, arms, like, I guess it's not just me then. And do that, like, making fists and knuckles crack thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then just stand up and look around and say, okay, well, I gotta go take this head and put it back on my thing and grab the shade. We should probably get out of here, right? Because I guess we can't really keep going this way. But
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
So does anyone have any like questions for Darrow, I guess?
I have questions for everyone in this party.
Do it.
We're like, hold on. You turn into a werewolf, your axe glows, and you apparently have a brother? And then I point towards Flynn and I'm like, what about you?
I mean, I just got a boomstick. That's about it.
We already knew about the boomstick. I meant
yeah, I guess I haven't really looked Skulker directly in the face while he's been transformed to kind of look at him and go, neat.
Intriguing.
Well, that's a more positive reaction than usual.
Yeah, look at
Thank
me.
you.
I can't change this.
I just look over at Skulker and I just go, why don't you do us all a favor? And try not to get wet while you transform like that. Nobody needs that smell around us. Infiltrating our nostrils.
Fine, I'll get drunk instead.
It's fine by me.
Yeah, but
Is there any state of being
whole,
in which you don't smell?
the whole brother thing is new. I don't know about that one.
So, it's at this moment where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Party also hits level 3.
We're out, dude.
Whoa.
I mean, we kicked a lot of ass
Nice,
today. If we
bruh.
didn't.
Yeah, we fucked some shit up, dude.
That one felt earned.
Yeah, that felt like the only. Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, that was dope.
Thank you.
How do we level up health again, dude? What is it? It's fucking
D10
con mod
plus-
plus D10. Yeah.
Oh, it's whatever your hit die. So I guess yours is a D10. What's the hit die of a?
Clerics are D8, I think. So yeah, next week you guys need to know a subclass. I know some of you have already settled on a subclass, but to anyone who hasn't,
What do you mean a subclass?
We're gonna have to
Like-
talk about that.
Again.
like,
Each
for
class.
I think
Like
I
Richards.
picked one right. What did I do? Remember? Can we look it up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a cleric, so I have my subclass from level 1, but other classes
you are
usually
so
go
this is the
from
point
level
where
3. They diverge.
yeah,
you mean like
this is the point where
roguish
you
archetype.
become an arcane trickster over just a level.
Okay.
2 rogue.
Yeah,
Roguish
I'm like,
archetype, got it.
I'm going desperado.
Nice.
All right, yo, I have to go. I've been sitting in this fucking McDonald's parking lot for like 7 hours, and I'm
Yo.
sure that the fucking NSA is rolling up on me right now. The FBI, fucking everybody, dude. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Why?
you keep rolling
Oh.
until you get at least a
Dude.
6.
Yeah, I got a 6, dude.
No.
No,
Oh,
no,
not
I'm
with
the
not
D10.
just bro. All right, so I'll just do this and then just add the 2.
Yep,
Roll
again.
again.
No, keep.
Again.
Roll again.
Just.
Right.
Again.
Again.
Guys, the command. Okay.
There you go. You
Well,
got
there
6.
it is.
Look at those garbage fucking rolls, dude.
Yeah, see, aren't you glad that those didn't count?
Yeah, really.
Well, yeah.
That. I think I told you all that happened to me on my first character. I rolled for the first 3 levels.
Oh yeah,
One,
dude, that shit was
a
tragic.
2, and a 3
Hell yeah.
on a D8.
All right, yo, I'm out of here. All right, I'll talk to you
All
guys
right.
later.
See ya.
Peace
Love you
out.
guys. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Love you too. I'm out too. Later.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right.
So, if you're leveling up and adding your hit die, your hit point maximum goes up, but keep your current hit points at what they were, because
Alright, you guys. That will be it for us today. Have a good morning, evening, and night, depending where you're from. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.